And welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Yo, that's me. I'm the Harris guy. That's Marang over there to my left. Casey Smith back there on the ones and twos. Happy little Friday. We made it, boys. We got here.
We got them, boys.
Happy to be here on a Friday, a nice little Friday. Get yourself fist pumping your way into the weekend, as the Sunrise guys would say.
Little Friday.
Little Friday. Happy to be here. My whole family is back in town. It is strange.
How'd that go?
It is strange. Last night at about 10:30, I'm sitting there attempting to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and finish my Sergio Leone trilogy here. And I've got 3 kids asking me for something, a wife asking me for something, a dog asking me for something, and a cat going meow. And
you're like, but why?
I was like, oh, man, how things change so fast.
Meow. Went from the silence to the deafening.
I woke up this morning and started putting my stuff together. You know, I shower, clean up, get dressed, go downstairs, kind of grab my laptop, pack everything up, and I walked out the door, and my wife texted me. She was like, oh, my God, why are you so mad? I was like, I don't think I'm mad. I think I'm just not used to being around people and needing social cues. Because you can walk around your house with resting cop face, as you have, or me just like whiny, pouty, resty face, and nobody cares because nobody's around.
Nope.
And now I have to just bring it back.
You get actually like, oh, there's people around.
Yeah, my kids are like, it's so good to see you. I'm like,
Yeah, no, it's I'm you know, in the confines of my home. I'm a big drawers and tank top guy. Just
let it breathe.
we're going full minimal, right? Like that's just how we roll. Like, so it's like when everybody's gone, just me and the dogs. Like when I get home, you know, just chilling.
It's like, oh, I have to wear clothes now.
It's like, yeah, it's like, you know, we don't have people come over a ton, but every now and then I'm like, oh, that's right, I actually have to put clothes on.
I actually wear clothes when I'm at home by myself. I do not wear clothes when I sleep. I'm asleep in the in what God gave me kind of attitude.
Al fresco?
Yes.
There you go.
A la carte.
Yeah. I'm not. We need the hog wrapping.
Well, it just plays with itself. Oh, nice. For the longest time, it was just the unders and no top. And then I switched to no unders and a top.
Winnie the Pooh.
And full poo. Now,
Full Winnie the Pooh.
Now, I do enjoy walking around the house a little full poo. Poo is great.
Walking around the house, Winnie the Pooh is fine. Sleeping Winnie the Pooh.
That's a little weird.
And then,
psychopathic.
And then one day it started, probably as I got fatter, the shirt would like ball up as I rolled around. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm just done with the shirt. And I was like, hey, this works.
Nah.
This works.
When I was younger, I went just all natural, but no, no. We're tank top and drawers.
I think at about the time that I hit middle school, maybe the time that I reached high school, I was no shirt completely every time I slept, but I was Winnie the Pooh growing up for sure.
Yeah, no, it's number one. It's stupid hard for me to find shirts that fit, not just my big fat, but like my upper body is stupid long. Like I have to buy long t-shirts, otherwise it's like a midriff. Like all of my height is in my upper body. I'm a whopping 5'10", but if my legs match my upper body, I'd be like 6'5". It doesn't make any sense.
My father was 6 foot, and we had the same pant length.
Yeah, it's just like, why? Why? It is like, my fiance's legs legitimately are like 6 inches longer than mine.
I have 3 cousins that have the last name Harris. 3 male cousins that have their last name Harris. All of them are over 6 foot.
And then there's the runt of the litter.
It's just me. I had to go to my uncle's funeral, and I went up there, and there's a lot of people there that I haven't seen in a long time, and a lot of people, because he moved to Montana, I never saw him in Montana, so there's a lot of people from his community that were there. He's like big in the church and stuff like that, so a lot of people, and so you introduce yourself, it's like, hello, I'm Patrick Harris, I know I'm the short one of the Harrises, it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
It's genetics, it happens.
It's just where,
No, it's funny, Tiff was giving me crap about my short little legs, and I think it was right after she saw me swimming for the first time. She's like, I don't ever want to see that again. My little legs kicking like a child. We were sitting in the car.
Remember, I have a milk crate under my feet
I know,
right now.
But look again, I got big long feet and tiny little legs. I'm built for swimming. You know what I mean? It happens. Long arms. And we were driving somewhere a little bit later, and we're sitting in my car, and the chair's the same height. But sitting in the chair, I'm like a foot taller than her. And I was like, because in my car, my head almost hits the ceiling. Like it's just, it doesn't, like that's with the seat like turned like all the way down and putting it as low as I can get it. And I looked over at her and she said something about my short legs. And I'm like, yeah, let's decide right now who's a foot taller than you right now. It's like, I understand my legs are short, but it's all here. So like back at the whole like Winnie the Poohing, it's not a thing for me. Like it's I couldn't do like a long T-shirt. Like if I get a tall T-shirt,
Oh God,
I have
normal.
an issue with T-shirts in general because I got a long torso. So it's either it's going to be super long in the arms, and I'm going to look like I'm wearing way too big of a T-shirt.
Wearing dad's clothes.
Wearing again older brother's clothes or dad's clothes, or it's super tight, and then you just see the big round belly start to creep out.
Yeah, okay, big round belly. The guy weighs $170. I don't want to hear it.
mine is more like football shaped than basketball.
I mean,
Because mine comes out on the sides. I got them love handles, and it's like extra love handles.
extra lovey.
Yeah, I'm not quite bowling ball, you know. I'm not quite that, but I'm definitely squishy.
Hell no, I mean my squish is
Probably more Pooh-esque.
yeah.
More Winnie the Pooh-esque.
Yeah,
You know, that
I don't
rotund.
I don't really have because I've lost so much. It's sloppy.
I look kind
That's
of
the
like
problem.
I'm shaped kind of like Piglet because Piglet's got the little belly,
Dude, I
but
love
his
that.
shirt doesn't quite go all the way down.
Brother man,
That's kind of my issue.
you can be my Piglet
There
any
you go.
day of the week.
Are we
Thanks,
are we
pal.
dressing up for Halloween? We got
Is
Pooh,
this what we
Piglet,
decided?
Tigger.
Is this what we decided? This is our Halloween?
I've got the
Bouncy, bouncy,
costumes
bouncy.
if you need them.
Oh, dude, fun.
Can
I'm
Winnie the
in.
Pooh have a mustache? See,
Sure.
every costume I want to do for Halloween, I'd have to shave my mustache.
We don't have to.
Like I want to do Elvis, and my wife do Priscilla.
Well, I mean,
really want to do that.
That one you have to. Pooh,
You have to.
don't have to.
I really want to do Charlie Chaplin one year, but like if you take the costume off, it's a bad idea.
If you take the hat off,
It's just
it's
the
a bad
hat.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you take the hat off, you just look like Hitler at a dinner party.
yeah.
It's like,
That's better than Hitler in a suit or in
Yeah.
like a uniform.
yeah, that one's like, no,
That's the no. That's the hard no.
No, I just started thinking about you as Winnie Pooh with a mustache. I just started thinking of Spaceballs. You caught their stunt doubles. Like turns around with a cigarette in his mouth. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, can I be Winnie the Pooh from like? Didn't they make horror movies with Winnie the Pooh
Oh,
once the trademark went up?
The rights were lost, and they made a horror film with Winnie the Pooh, and it's terrifying. Let me just say, I do appreciate that
Blood
somebody,
and honey is what
yes,
it's called.
I do
Not
appreciate
even trying over
that
there.
somebody
Winnie
was
the
like sitting
Pooh,
there watching
Blood and honey.
Yeah, waiting for it to expire and being like, we're going to do this.
Oh yeah, Mickey Mouse was the same way.
As a young Christopher forsakes Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, their innocence decays.
Dun, 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 dun.
You can put it on the board.
In comes Winnie. You never saw him coming.
Just hear the Viking row as he's chopping off heads. Pooh, no.
Well, that sounds like something a little different.
Well, no, I'm just saying like Viking.
That's a mustache ride.
Yeah. God.
It just plays with itself. Why? Where? Why? Where do we go to this?
I don't.
What is wrong with you people?
It's Friday. This is
It
the path
is.
you want to go down.
It is Friday.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, see, I'm here till what? Thursday next week. Then I'm out for a week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I think I put that in my calendar.
I hope you did. Prepare accordingly.
I think I got. I think Stevie Brackets is going to join me for
There
a
you
couple
go.
days.
There you go.
I
We
might
have
try to
a
go get
million things
Yosef
to
for a
do.
day.
Yeah. So this is the first of two vacations. The first two actual vacations that I will take outside of injury, surgery, trauma in 6 years.
Wait, you can get time off for trauma? I'd never work.
Not for that trauma.
I don't know, man. You should sit in this chair. The firm of Danny and Marang. Check it out, buddy. Come sign it up. All right? Let me introduce you to the dark side.
Yeah. But no, I haven't taken an actual vacation in 6 years, so we're going to do that.
Where are you going?
This one, staycation.
That's not a vacation.
Well, it's we needed staycation. The
You-
next one is for the wedding. So
I highly suggest you should go somewhere like the Kennedy School in Northeast Portland and stay a night in like a hotel in the city.
Oh, there you go. We do.
and go somewhere like that or Edgefield, like one of the cool Big McMinimans
We
ones.
do wanna
So
go to-
Danny can come back and complain about the city more?
Yeah, it's
No,
true.
no, no,
Yeah,
but
I like that,
I-
especially in Northeast.
Notice I didn't tell him to go downtown.
Yeah.
I'm not that stupid. But there's like soaking pools. There's a par 3 at Edgefield if you went
That's
out
true.
there. A cigar room if you wanted to,
We've talked
light
a lot
Cubano.
about Crater Lake.
I just buy them. It's for the look. I don't light them.
Yeah, there you go. But Crater Lake's something we like. The whole idea of like waking up at a cabin on the lake, just being like, all right, this is cool.
Go to the coast.
No.
Oh yeah, you're anti-fun.
I'm just I'm anti Oregon coast. If I'm
then
gonna,
go to the Oregon beach.
that's worse.
Well, you
Actually,
gotta-
no, it's true. I'm anti Oregon beach. I'm pro Oregon coast. I think if we went to the coast, we'd go down to Southern Oregon.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's about as close to beach as you can get.
Yeah.
You can get down to Bandon, Coos Bay,
Like-
Yachats, things like that.
That I could get down with for sure because it's a little warmer down there too, and the sand's white. Like that. I know it sounds weird, but like that matters to me. Like if the sand ain't white, man, I'm just like, what are we doing here?
You can go to Florence, go down the sand dunes.
That'd be fun.
YouTube is suggesting stay in a treehouse out in Skamania, and you could pretend to be like Rambo. You could stand up there with a sniper rifle and pretend like your garden, your land.
Pretend to be like Rambo and
What do you mean pretend? What do you mean, you people?
pretend and then break his ribs on a tree falling down.
Yeah, no, I mean bolt action, still bolt action. I'm just saying. There's just something about that. There's just something about pulling that bolt back and having a round go, bing.
I guess there's also something about somebody like unloading 4 shots before you do the bing.
Yeah, well, here's the difference. That one goes 2,000 yards plus. You don't see it.
Oh, that is true. Mm-hmm. You can do that from far away. Even I kind of know that.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point of a long rifle, man. You don't see it coming. You don't hear it. It hits you before you hear it.
Oh God, I'm done with
You
guns.
see muzzle flash, and all it is white powder.
Okay, now I'm interested again.
What with the white powder?
He said white powder, and you've piqued my interest.
I'm so back.
It's Friday. Let's go.
Unbelievable.
Oakley Dokley, we got a great show for you today on this Friday. We'll dabble in a lot of other stuff. A little bit of baseball for you, the World Cup finals this weekend, and a little college football to tickle your interest. But let's start as the offer sheet has been given. Hey, I looked at this. I'm no genius, but not so bad, my friend. How are we going to tear this apart? We'll start there. That's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
The Burn on Harris and Marang. Brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club.
10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. It's a 503-864-6326 kind of day, or you can jump over on the YouTubes. 105.1 The Fan is the channel. Like, subscribe, jump in the chat. I'm not going to say it. I think I jinxed it yesterday. We'll have a great show for you today. We will spend a bunch of time in basketball as there's a lot of stuff to kind of bring up, not just Blazer related, but boy, that Adam Silver guy. I just can't. You know, the nice thing about Adam Silver, though, is he makes me not think about Rob Manfred ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, look.
And that league's about to go on strike, and I'm like, Rob Manfred, I'll deal with him later.
You know who loves Adam Silver? Every other commissioner.
Every other
commissioner is like, Bud, no, just go ahead and keep tap dancing, just make it. Roger Goodell is sitting over there just on the top of the castle, just pointing and laughing.
Mm-hmm. MLS is about to announce their new commissioner, and everybody's been kind of like screaming for this for a little bit. So even that guy is like, he's walking into a difficult situation. I wouldn't say a bad one, but a tough one for the MLS.
No, I mean,
and he is
Vancouver
happy.
being that situation being bad, but also, the schedule change, which is going to be a positive, but next season's going to suck.
It's going to be rough.
You're walking into a season where you're getting punched in the mouth.
And that guy is like Adam Silver 1, Manfred at number 2 in about 5 months.
Meanwhile, Bettman is just sitting there like,
oh yeah, Gary Bettman is just paying no attention.
You know what? He gets booed, and you know what he does? He goes full David Stern.
Stanley Cup highest ratings in what, a decade or something?
Ever, yeah, in the modern era. Yeah, it's a good spot to be.
Well, our buddy Wright Gazaway over at K2 wrote this article, so I'm going to read some excerpts from it, but the offer sheet is what has been sent from the city to the Trailblazers.
Shout out, Wright.
Specifically, Dad Wright. We're going to effort to get him on the program
Right,
at
if you're
some
listening,
point.
expect a text message.
Yeah, expect it. Some quotes that I want to start here with. City Administrator Raymond Lee said after an executive session on the draft term sheet that was sent to the Blazers to figure out this Moda Center situation. Quote, when you get into these types of negotiations, they're tough. Yes, the city has asked and requested certain information from the Blazers, and we have not received that. We've had communication with the Blazers and had verbal conversations with the Blazers. That's what's taken place thus far. I believe the Blazers are waiting on a term sheet before they really start opening up into negotiations with us and start getting some of that critical information that we would want to see on our end as it relates to building out a deal with the Blazers that will be long-term for the city and the Blazers. What I catch when I read that, Danny, before we get into the offer sheet, what I say is the city has acknowledged that the Blazers want to know what you want, and then we'll go from there.
Weirdly enough, the Blazers said that yesterday.
Yes.
What are they getting today?
And you know what? As much as we have we've been fairly critical of the city council in this situation and kind of in their dealings in the city in general, kudos to them for saying, okay, you know what? Fine. This is what we want.
Well, I mean, it's to be honest, I think you think it just came together in a day? Or do you think they were saying, No. Tell us what the thing is here.
I think it was the game of chicken, as we talked about for the last few days.
Like, oh, you want a term sheet? Here you go.
And I think the city was like, fine. I think the city looked at it and said, maybe.
Oh, I bet you it was ready to go.
Yeah, but releasing it and sending it to them is maybe a way of them saying, I mean, that's a nice aesthetic. That's a nice PR move for them, saying, okay, fine, we'll engage.
It wasn't. I don't even think it was just that. I think it was more of they. I don't want to say poke the bear, but they were like, guys, come on. They made the Blazers put something in writing. Mm-hmm. And the second it was in writing, guess what the city council went and did? Oh, the thing that you want? Here you go. Mm-hmm. Now, no. You got the thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what are you going to do with it? Like I think it's more of that. I think good faith is probably too far to push that. I think there's probably a little bit of, is this what you wanted? Is this, so this is the thing, right? You said you needed this in order to move forward. Well,
both parties not wanting to be pushed around and them kind of standing firm.
I think that's what it was a little bit of like, we've behind the scenes, I was told that from multiple people on the government side that the Blazers weren't really responding to anything. And it was reported by multiple people. And I was like, that matches what I'd heard. So, let's see where it goes. And then the second they get the Blazers to actually respond to something in writing, even through a statement, the city council just goes, okay, here's the thing. I think that was part of a preemptive approach or pathway to that. And to be honest, good for them because you know what that shows me? A plan.
Yeah, I will give the city council a lot of credit in this situation because I think we have seen that Dad and the Trailblazers have kind of, like, they hold the cards.
No, they do.
They kind of hold all the leverage here. And it doesn't take, look, even if you are anti this situation, like if you're a no voter, you still can't, you can't deny that they own the cards in this.
I mean, you're standing on broken glass.
Exactly. And so I think for them to say, okay, look around the room, read it a little bit, kind of say to yourself, yeah, these guys do have more leverage than we do. So we're starting to see this with Major League Baseball and the MLBPA. They're starting to throw things out there. MLBPA has kind of said, we want this, 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 and this. And we'll get through what the points are of this draft term sheet is. But a lot of those from the MLBPA side are kind of like, these are all doable. These are all very doable things, to where the MLB comes back and is like, well, yeah, but we just got this one thing. And that kind of can be the deal breaker. This has a little bit of that, but not a ton. But it has a lot of stuff that I think, and I'm curious your thoughts, Danny, and you out there, 503-864-6326, thinks about this. I'm going to hold the big one for the end. But these are the 5 main points, according to Wright Gazaway's article. A binding 20-year non-relocation commitment from the team. Requirements for labor peace agreements to support a stable workforce. A $3 million annual payment for property tax offset payment from Rip City management, escalating over time, with proceeds shared among the city, county, and Portland public schools. There gets your little asterisk in there to please the public. Requirements for community event access, local hiring, sustainability standards, and partnerships with albino-based organizations. Here's the big one, number 5. Financial protections that outline clear caps on public funding, limits on eligible expenses, and safeguards for the city, state, and county against cost overruns. Layman terms, you get $600 million and you don't get a dime more.
Yep.
And that will most likely be the biggest hiccup, because when I look at those other 4, 20-year commitment, I'm in. Stable workforce, I'm in. Property tax offset, that's how poorly this state has been set up, tax structure. Yeah. There's a reason my father moved to Washington and not
Oregon. We need this up front because we are going to pee money away. Sorry.
Community access events, local hiring, sustainability, being part of albino-based organizations.
Look, I mean,
that's neighborhood stuff.
I mean, not just that. Like that's
charities. That's the stuff Dame does.
Yeah.
That's
even then, like even if you think Tom Dunn's the biggest POS on the face of the planet, he's still going to do those things. Like, so like the whole, like, we need binding agreements on that. It's like, that's a little bit of grandstanding. Like, he's going to do those things because.
But it makes your constituents feel good because it's in writing.
Oh, I know.
It's an update.
But you know what I mean.
Scoot's still on the show.
You're right. We do have people who just cannot be reasoned with in any way, shape, matter, or form. I don't like the requirements for labor peace agreements piece of this.
No, why not?
Why are you dictating to an employer what they can employ and how they employ people? I don't like a city council telling a business what they can and can't do. You let them negotiate. Like, I'm not saying that they can't work with unions. I'm not saying that at all. But a city, municipality, town, whatever, telling an employer, one of your biggest employers, how and what they need to agree to, I don't like that at all.
I hear you on that, and knowing you, that's predictable.
I don't be wrong. I want a stable workforce. I don't like the government dictating that to a company.
But I also think what they're saying, and this is part of what I would think a majority of Portland constituents and voters are pro. And I know you have your reasons, and you know where I stand. I think this is like labor unions. Making sure that you are hiring companies that have stable local labor unions, and I know you, Danny, you're not wrong in saying that you can't tell someone how to do it, but this is part of the $3 million annual payment for property tax that includes the Portland public schools. These are these little things that are placating the voters and helping them agree, because then they get those little things that they like that are part of their agenda too. Well, this is a little cake and eat.
But that's what I mean. That's what I don't like about it. Is here's the thing: a lot of the construction jobs. We want to talk about ODOT. It's not just prevailing wage; it's prevailing union wage. Remind me again: are we worried about how much money we're giving Tom Dunn and the Blazers here? $600 million. if you're talking about being fiscally responsible, if you're now making sure that all the contracts they have to sign are prevailing union wage, that takes the price of the project up. You can't put price fixes and say, this is this, and you have to operate within this, but also tell them you need to go ahead and pay the highest bidder.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
I know. Using ODOT as an example, and Washington State is as guilty as this is possible. Let's take the I-5 bridge, for example. Okay? The I-5 bridge 10 years ago, I was told was going to cost I can't remember exact, so I'm going to float numbers out there, $1.2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That thing has only been talked about. There's been a little bit of survey, but it's only been talked about.
They spent $200 million. Kitzhauer spent $200 million. Remember, it was the whole embezzlement thing.
And in the last 5 years, that bridge now costs $5 billion.
Wait, what?
And nothing's happened.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of that. And I will give the council a little bit of credit of trying to ask for some transparency in what this is going to cost.
Sure. Look, I don't want...
And how you're going to spend money. Again,
yeah.
I don't want this Halliburton in the Middle East.
No,
I don't want...
That's what I'm worried about.
I don't
want that. That's how you get the boondoggles, because, somebody's working... Look, if you don't think that there's some preferred contractor that the city wants the Blazers to work with, you're out of your freaking mind. You know what I mean? That's... And I'm just going down the list, whether it's rebar, whether it's concrete, whether it's HVAC, no matter who it is, there's... Just go ahead and look at the history of this city in the last 20 years of their public officials and how many have been caught with their hands in the cookie jar. That's where I don't like them saying you need to do it this way, and also it needs to be operated on this level and only within this. I don't like politicians in general telling people that. I especially don't like this city telling people that.
How big of a hang-up is this going to be? 503-864-6326 is the fan text line, or you can throw it into the YouTube chats. Let's keep this conversation going. Is this a starting point? Is this a middle point? Or is this way, way far off? We'll go there next. That's Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers dominated the pitch for all 90 minutes last night as they defeated the Seattle Sounders in a Cascadia Cup match. Final score in that one was 5-1 as the Sounders had no answer for the dominant Timbers striking attack. Timbers interim coach Jack Cassidy picked up his first win as the coach of a top-level club as the team will now face off against FC Dallas inside Providence Park on Wednesday. It's Open Championship week here on the Fan. Lucas Herbert is your new leader after day 2 as he finished the day 8 under to jump up 38 spots on the leaderboard. Sam Burns also finished the day 8 under to move to 5 under in the tournament, matching the lowest score ever in a men's major championship as both posted a 62 on the day. Yesterday, leader Jackson Suber trails at 6 under alongside Cameron Young. Scotty Scheffler, he came into the tournament as the clear betting favorite. He finished the day 1 under to move his total score on the tournament to 3 under alongside Bryson DeChambeau. And Rory McIlroy, he bounced back after a shaky first round. He finished the day 3 under to move to 1 under on the tournament. Your Portland Fire picked up a dominant win yesterday, taking down the Washington Mystics 75-56. Carla Late was the Fire's leading scorer, but it was Sarah Ashley Barker who dominated on both sides of the floor. She finished with 10 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and 4 steals. Fire are back in action tomorrow as they face off against the Minnesota Lynx in Minneapolis. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy, WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy
What do you mean?
This is an Open Championship Week edition of the Firm of Harris and Marang, brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club.
Hanging out here in Moda Center Talk. Moda Center coverage on the Fan presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. We went through the main points. This article comes from Wright Gazaway, our buddy over at K2. And 4 of them seem pretty straightforward. I know you were a little worried about the labor peace agreements aspect of it. I think there is maybe some clout there. But Mike, I'm curious.
Again, for anybody who didn't catch all of it, I'm not entirely against unions. Mostly. The idea of them, I like. The way that they're practiced, I don't.
So you're a communist?
No, definitely not. The idea
conceptually of them, fantastic, execution terrible.
Yes. It's one of those things. It's like because of people being dumb and greedy, they typically get too big, and they, like everything else, they become problematic. But I do want to see people be paid a fair wage. I don't want to see people screwed over. I don't want health and safety to be a problem. Any of those kind of things. But more than anything, when I read that line, and again, this is my pessimism as it pertains to both to government, both on the local and national levels, is crony capitalism. I just don't like governments telling businesses what they can and can't do. Also, you need to hire these guys. It's like, well, why don't I just open the bidding process and see where it goes?
Yeah,
like I'd much rather see that.
Yeah, and me, who's the opposite side of you in a lot of that, is worried that will just go to the highest bidder, and then those prices keep getting higher and higher. And that's the city's sticking point on this, is that they don't want this to balloon from 600 to 700 to 750. Now, the interesting conversation is who is on the hook for what percentage, okay? So let's say Dundon and Dad and the Blazer team comes back to the city, and that's the sticking point, is you're capped at 600 mil, okay? Let's say the city folds and doesn't get that, and let's say it progresses up to 700, 750. Who is on the hook for that 150, and what's the percentage? Because dare I ask this, if it falls in line by who's doing the funding initially, it's the county at 88, the city at 120, and the state at 360.
Break that up percentage-wise. That's how the state's on the hook for more than half.
How much of that extra 150, let's say 75 to make it round, would the state balk at? I don't know if the state would.
Oh, they won't.
The state already gave 360 and is like, yes, sir, full sport. Keep the Blazers here.
Because they know what it means.
Right. So that would be my interesting aspect of this, which is probably the main caveat of this whole thing. Not just where the money's going to be spent, but we don't want to give you a dime more. It's like, well, you're giving them 100 of 600. Like to be the grandstand of 100 of 600 is kind of rough, in my opinion. And
not only that, look, I've talked to people with direct knowledge of the situation. Leading into this process, months ago, knowing that this was coming. And the original estimates were anywhere between 350 and 400 million. But fuel prices went through the roof.
Which sends everything through the roof.
It now becomes, logistics are just more expensive.
Fuel costs throw everything through the loop.
So everything that you're getting delivered, everything that you're bringing in.
And if more tariffs come across from El Presidente, that's going to do it as well.
And then inflation. So you went from 400 million, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to 600 million. Like that's, I saw that the city is like, well, we only saw it's 200 million. I'm like, well, you can't budget a checkbook. So why would how on earth would you know anything about this?
That's what's really tough.
You know what I mean? It's like they have no ground to stand on.
Look, I think both sides have made rough accusations or rough stances in the whole situation. The toughest one is me telling you
what something costs.
Yeah, me telling you how to budget your money when I'm like, I've got 6 max credit cards.
Yeah, your credit score is 400 right now. I need you to chill on this one.
That's a tough sell for me.
Yeah, everybody's got that friend, who you look at their Instagram and they're on vacations everywhere. They've got a new car, got his wife a new, $2,000 purse and all those kind of things, and then you're talking to him. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm really stressed out. I had to take out a third mortgage. And he's like, dude, what? What do you mean? Like, it's perception versus reality. It's like, well, maybe don't take financial advice from that friend. You know what I mean? Like that's
without a doubt.
That's where I'm at with this. And then, people are like, oh, you just drive a simple car. I'm like, yeah, my credit score is just under 800, dude. It's because I don't I wear T-shirt and basketball shorts everywhere. I don't care.
How long until Portland responds to this, do you think?
Oh, the clock started. With the city hitting them with the term sheet and putting it out there. Tick, 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 tick. Conveniently, Friday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no joke about that.
Let that carry through the weekend.
There's no joke about that.
I would
Wright's-
say no longer than a week.
In Wright's article, they did reach out to, K2 reached out to a spokesperson for the Blazers, and they did acknowledge that they received it.
You've been served. It's there.
I did see this, somebody, gosh, who was it? I can't remember who the celebrity was, but they had this person who was like an autograph chaser. They posed as an autograph chaser that like gets autographs from celebrities and then sells them online. And apparently they got somebody's autograph like 6 times, and the celebrity knew that they were an autograph chaser, and they finally stopped and were like, dude, stop doing this. Like, I know you just get my autograph to sell it on eBay. Like, I'm not going to sign any more autographs for you. He's like, that's fine. You've been served. It was a ruse the whole way.
Damn.
Ruse the whole way. Just built it up until finally they got a one-on-one and they were able to acknowledge each other's presence. Boom. You've been served.
Oh, that's good. Like, that's
good.
nasty.
It's good.
But that's good.
That's a long play.
You got to kind of respect the game there.
Without a doubt.
Like, you've got almost have to respect the game.
Is it a little sleazy? Sure.
Oh, no, it's a lot sleazy.
Because paparazzi is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But that's the way to do it. Look, Marang. Look, I know you're just selling it on eBay. Okay. Do you want $100? Would that make you go away and stop bothering me? Well, who are you? Well, yeah, I'm Patrick Harrison. It's like, good, I'm Danny Marang. You've been served.
You've been served.
Bam! Gotcha!
That's why you only do. That's why when anybody asks you what your name is, when they come knocking at your door, unless they're wearing a cop uniform, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
Just a little thing out there. Stay safe in the streets.
Let's hope. Don't do drugs unless they're fun ones. It would be nice to see something early next week. You know, I think it's in the best interest for both parties to not drag this out.
Well, as a reminder, August is around the corner. You got 2 weeks.
It really is, dude.
So remember the timeline. August.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying.
Today is July 17th. Today is my dead father's birthday, Danny. Just figured you would want to celebrate that.
Thinking about throwing some BP?
Yeah, not today. I'll throw BP to myself in memory of my dad.
I played that clip for Tiff, and she just looked at me and was like,
"You're a terrible human being.
What are you doing?" I was like, "I read it wrong. I'm sorry."
Let's take a little pause in this. We can swing back around in the big nooner. Let it breathe for a minute. We'll stick in the NBA, the future of RSNs, and could this be something that translates to multiple markets? More to come here. 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network.
The Fan. brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club.
Coming up in hour number deuce, we'll get into some Adam Silver situations, whether it's gambling, Gary Trent Jr., the things that involved with that as he continues to have the worst week of sports commissioners, worst year
Poor Gare Bear.
of sports commercials. Gary Trent getting dragged in.
I mean,
Well, they're going to punish Gary Trent, but not Kawhi Leonard. Got it. That goes for the showing.
I mean, when Gary signed that contract, my eyebrows, not the big one, the little one.
Yeah,
like,
everybody's, what?
that's weird.
And then the big one, and you're like,
The big one came off a down year, and I was like, Mer? What's going on there? And look, there have been some of those contracts with the Blazers.
There's a little bit of college
Not
football
recently, though.
/ NFL to get to, and Web Gems is a treat today. I meant to do it yesterday, and I missed it.
Oh,
we'll do it today.
yeah. We had time. Yeah.
Be a lot of fun for that. But something that came through, this is an article out of the Sports Business Journal by Tom Friend, kind of talking about when Adam Silver said last Tuesday that he expects the league's aggregated streaming hub for local broadcasts to launch in time for the 27-28 seasons. Sources telling the Sports Business Journal that it is YouTube as the leading candidate to house the platform. It's the Main Street Sports Group, which has collapsed, that had 13 teams, similar to Bally in Major League Baseball.
Well, I mean, basically, it was the same thing.
Oh, are they just an offshoot of Bally?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the Hawks, Hornets, Cavs, Pistons, Pacers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Heat, Bucks, T-Wolves, Thunder, Magic, and Spurs. Now, if you're not familiar, remember the Portland Trailblazers, they have a deal with K2.
Trailblazers, Jazz, Suns are not on the outside looking in, but they have like a year or I think at most 2 remaining with their over-the-air carriers.
Yeah, but they are free TV for the most part. For a majority of their games, you just need an antenna, and I think RSN's is such a hotly contested.
Well, it's kind of coming back in a cable model.
Yes.
That's kind of like, shockingly, if you had half a brain, you could have seen this coming because you have to have more to be able to distribute. So you bundle it all together and have it on one service.
I am a firm believer that I think you create more. Yes, there's money left on the table, and we will see what Dad does with the Blazers situation in a couple years, or what he's going to do with radio in the upcoming season. Those are conversations at another date. I don't want to fearmonger anybody. But I think it serves your fan base so much more to be able to watch a game rabbit ears. And that's any sport. You know, if it's NFL, look, I know NFL is king, and NFL is actually pretty good about this. Didn't they kind of give up the blackout thing if your game's not sold out?
No,
you still have that?
It's still dumb.
Okay, well, guess what? If I live in Seattle, I'm still getting every Seahawk game because that place sells out.
Yes.
I think that's a problem if you're a Charger fan. I think that's a problem if you're a I don't know, Jacksonville Jaguar fan. I don't know who's not selling out in the NFL. But in basketball, rabbit ears locally, if you're a hooper like you are, a junkie like you are, yeah, you pay the extra. If they give me Mariner games and I'm a Mariner fan, okay, cool. I'm a junkie, so I'll pay for the extra. I think that's a nice middle ground. And it's going to give your fans more of a reality to go to games because you're watching more and you're more invested in the team.
So
in the brand.
I've had the blackout discussion with a couple owners and a couple presidents in the NBA, probably over the last 4 or 5 years. Usually it's a conversation I have in Las Vegas anytime I get to sit down with them because I always want to see where they sit with these things. Dusty and I had a chance to talk to one of them a couple years ago at Army Navy and get some real insight on how, not me, screw it was the Wizards, about what they saw as the RSNs because they are kind of like the Blazers. They have a lot of in-house. They control their own broadcast. And it was interesting talking to them about where they thought it was going to go and how and they were very interested to see how the Blazers deal was going to work out and which way they were going to go with things and how effective that was or wasn't going to be. And I think now that you're getting a little bit more data, you're getting a little more understanding of where these things are and how they're shaking out. You kind of start to go, okay, this is what this is going to be. These are the advantages. These are the disadvantages. And as it pertains to the Blazers, we're still waiting to see what that actually looks like. Does Tom Dundon fold up Blazers broadcasting? Do they switch to simulcast and radio goes away and it's just the TV broadcast, streamed on radio, which I think is a terrible idea. But those things aside, when the new TV deal was struck, everybody knew two players were going to be major parts of this. Amazon and YouTube. NBA League Pass sucks.
It's not great.
It's a horrible product of the major sports that have streaming services or packages like that are housed in one place. League Pass is probably 10 years behind everybody else.
I had Blazer Vision last season. Thank you, Dave. And and that was extremely helpful for me. I prefer the streaming aspect than the rabbit ears, but that's me being bougie. It is. And Blazer Vision is a subset of League Pass.
Yes.
It's basically League Pass. You only get access to the Blazers.
Correct.
It is not UI friendly.
No.
It is not aesthetically friendly.
Because they knew where this was going to go, and they couldn't because of all the different lineups as far as like where teams were in TV deals. If you look at around the league right now, like I just said, everybody's TV deal, how in one way, shape, matter, or form, is either ended like this summer or has a year or at most 2 left. So you can get the stragglers kind of rolled in. They're going to roll basically with 20. Like that's where they're at going into next season. And from what I've been told, Amazon is going to be the platform that the new League Pass is built on, which great.
Yes, that sounds excellent.
Great, because guess what they do better than anybody else? Build those platforms out. AWS, Amazon Web Services, everything that kind of runs the way that the world works on that stuff, right? It's first in class, first in slot. Like that's what you want. Watch an Amazon broadcast for Thursday Night Football. Guess what it is? The broadcast quality through the roof. Everything they do, the interconnectivity, the streaming quality, everything is great.
All the technical behind the scenes stuff that you don't normally think. It's like we've talked about. I love when Apple TV does sports. I think the picture is great. Last night, I watched the Timber Sounder games. I watched the first half and then caught our guys Fletcher and Aaron on the radio for the second half. And the streaming quality is fantastic. It's really good. Those two seem to do the best. That's why, as a baseball fan, I was pushing for Apple TV to do the MLS thing and just buy MLB TV broadcasting rights, let you pepper around your NBCs, your Fox on the weekends, your ESPN during the week. Let them pepper those in, but everything else on Apple TV, fully down with.
Yeah, because of the MLB side, guess what they did? They bought MLB product because the in-house product for MLB is better than everybody else.
Without a doubt.
Better than the NHL, significantly better than the NBA, and even better than the NFL.
And the app has some issues. The MLB app has some issues, but when you get into the game,
how many things
it's
do
great.
you have access to in the game?
A ton.
Everything you could want. Live. And that's what you're hoping to get with Amazon. The UI will be better, the connectivity will be better, the streaming quality will be better, the content will be better around it. Like that's what I'm kind of looking to see. Again, selfishly, I'll give you a little bit of insight. Like I don't have a contract with K2 right now. I don't know if I'm coming back next year. I'd like to, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Ta-da! TV contracts, guys. That's how they work.
Hey, I haven't said anything. I was protecting you.
No. Like, I don't know how that's going to come out.
Yeah.
But, if, let's say I came back and did it again, right? Well, the contract's only through next year. Would I then, do content? Would there be shoulder programming on an Amazon platform? Like, would Joe and I, pitch to Amazon? Like, are they going to do shoulder programming? Or is that going to be, Fox or K2 or KGW?
It wouldn't be hard to piggyback on top of that.
So, I don't know what that ecosystem is going to look like. And those are some of the questions that I have around that.
Can it get Dad more money?
That's what I wonder. Like, how does that work? Like, is that part of the rights fees? Again, we talk about the Lakers. The Lakers don't want to go to this product because they're getting $200 million a year.
Oh, the Dodgers don't want Apple TV.
No.
Not at all.
Well, if they did, they're going to go, match this rate.
Yeah, we want a larger piece of the pie.
For them to be on the national package doesn't matter to them.
Well,
they're getting $200 million in local rights fees from Spectrum.
And they also want to make sure they get their own money from Japan.
But not just that. It's like, think about this. Real quick, how many games do you broadcast in baseball?
162.
Do the math. Like, it's just that ability. So, because Spectrum does both. They do Dodgers and Lakers. And remind me again, owner of the Lakers also owns the Dodgers, right?
Oh, is that the same group?
Oh, yeah, it's Mark Walter.
Oh. And again, 162 games. The Dodgers have played in how many postseason games in the last decade?
They're going after their third straight.
Yeah. So you have 162 game inventory
Only 5
slot.
games against the Yankees, though.
162 game. Hey, I like that. 162 games on baseball. 82 games at least on basketball. That's it's 240 pieces of inventory, and if you're Spectrum, it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny for them. So, in order for the big boys, particularly on the coasts, New York and LA, remind me again, New York, who owns that broadcast?
That is Yes Network for
And-
the Yankees.
But on basketball, MSG.
MSG, correct.
Who owns the MSG network?
James Dolan.
Who owns the Knicks?
James Dolan.
Weird. That money just kind of stays in that pipeline, doesn't it?
Yeah, who owns a big percentage of the Yes Network? Well, that would be the Yankees.
Weird how that money stays in that pipeline. So the NBA is going to who's going to here's another game of chicken. Who's going to budge first when you're talking about the Lakers and the Knicks? Because YouTube, if they're going to be the provider for that service, how does that look? Because in order to negotiate the rights deal, they're going to want to have the Knicks and the Lakers. But in order to negotiate the rights deal at a price, the Lakers and the Knicks are going to want a guarantee of that.
How cool would it be if the only streaming service you had was these 13 teams you can only watch, Danny? You can only watch Hawks, Hornets, Cavs, Pistons, Pacers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Heat, Bucks, T-Wolves, Thunder, Magic, and Spurs.
I mean,
There's some good ones
that's
in
not
there.
bad.
It's not bad.
That's
Thunder,
not bad.
Spurs, T-Wolves, Heat.
multiple time zones. You're crossing the country. You got a lot of young teams in there. There's
Sure.
only one or two teams in there. You're like,
But the only game tonight is Grizzlies at Bucks, and you're like, oof, oof,
that one's
oof. And last thing I'll say, because we're way against it. Look, they got me. I'm got. Okay, I subscribe to all services. Okay. Now I have finagled my way into very cheap deals, if not free, on a lot of them. And I'm not even talking like sharing password stuff. Like Peacock comes free with my internet service, okay? And I've haggled with YouTube TV and Paramount enough.
By the way, I took your advice on that. I did the exact same thing. I got the same deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like,
I have found ways to make streaming more affordable
But
for
it's
me.
also, for us, it's a write-off.
Without a doubt, Apple TV. I may do some work with somebody affiliated with Apple
there you
TV.
go.
So it's like I'm a little lucky that I've found ways to cost cut, but I'm hooked on everything. So for me, just give it to whoever's going to make the best product.
Yes.
Like I am so used to knowing that Thursday is Amazon and Sunday Night Baseball. Oh no, I moved to Peacock. How am I going to remember that? Okay, I remembered it after the first week. Like I will program my brain and figure it out. Whoever's going to give me the best product, I don't care. Just tell me where and I'll go find it.
And keep it there.
Yes, that is a nice one there too. Give me like a 10-year stability here. All right, hour number deuce coming up next. We'll stay in the NBA, but a little more pressing topics. Adam Silver had some comments on gambling. Do you know what's going on, amigo? Because I'm not sure you do. Loaded hour number 2, 105.1 The Fan.
From the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers dominated the pitch for all 90 minutes as they defeated the Seattle Sounders in a Cascadia Cup match last night. Final score in that one was 5-1 as the Sounders had no answer for the dominant Timbers striking attack. Timbers interim coach Jack Cassidy picked up his first win as the coach of a top-level club, as the team will now face off against FC Dallas inside Providence Park on Wednesday. It's Open Championship week here on The Fan. Lucas Herbert is your new leader after day 2 as he finished the day 8 under to jump up 38 spots on the leaderboard. Sam Burns also finished the day 8 under to move to 5 under in the tournament, matching the lowest score ever in a men's major championship, with both Burns and Herbert posting a 62 in round 2. Yesterday's leader Jackson Subert trails at 6 under alongside Cameron Young. Scotty Scheffler, he came into the tournament as the clear betting favorite. He finished the day 1 under to move his total score to 3 under alongside Bryson DeChambeau. And Rory McIlroy, he bounced back after a shaky first round. He finished the day 3 under to move to 1 under in the tournament. Over to the WNBA as your Portland Fire picked up a dominant win yesterday, taking down the Washington Mystics 75-56. Carla Late was the Fire's leading scorer, but it was Sarah Ashley Barker who dominated on both sides of the floor. She finished with 10 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and 4 steals. Fire are back in action tomorrow as they will face off against the Minnesota Lynx in Minneapolis. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks. The Fan.
I swear to God, that'll stop your heart. Does he have no conscience? Does he have no heart? He's going to rot in hell for what he did here tonight. Damn his soul, you bastard.
Hour number 2 is here. If you're missing the first hour, you can download that, The Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed the great, legendary Phil Steele on Dirt and Sprague this morning, you can go back and check that out. A little college football preview. He still does that great magazine. I'm glad is it still in print? I hope so, because those magazines as a kid were something real special. If you missed that, go back and check that out. The podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, YouTube, rewind, fast forward, except for Into the Future. For that would be impossible. A lot to get to this hour. I'm going to have a little fun about an NFL quarterback, comparing his team to college in a little bit. We have Web Gems today as well, but kind of finishing up some NBA conversations, mostly around Adam Silver. You know, he had a long week in Vegas, Danny. I kind of wish... I understand that this year was probably the best year for you to skip Vegas, all things considered in your personal life. No draft picks, so Summer League not as
I made a good
enticing.
choice.
But I think you made a good choice. The one caveat is, boy, Adam Silver's had a rough week. Mm-hmm. And it would have been fun to see you there, ask him questions about this kind of stupid stuff he can't get out of.
Yeah, no, it's funny, too, because Silver, you know, they have the Board of Governors meeting. That's why they're down there. All the owners and the representatives are down there and stuff like that. So I usually tend to try to stay more than the first game or two, just because I want to go talk to some owners.
Sure.
Just to kind of get an idea of like, okay, hey, what do we expect here? What is actually going to happen? How do you see things going? Especially with so many changes right now, as teams are adjusting to the CBA, as we're talking about new media rights, not necessarily deals, but changes within media rights, whether it be RSNs or Amazon, YouTube, State of the Game, anti-tanking. Lottery changes, and just kind of getting because it's interesting, you know, general managers, presidents of basketball operations, they have their views, they have their thoughts, but guess where the buck stops? The owners. Mm-hmm. And as a reminder to everybody, Adam Silver is not the boss. The owners are the boss. He is the one that collectively talks for them.
He's like, what's that crazy lady that talks for Trump at the White House?
Oh, God.
Caroline Levitt, is that her name?
I think that's right, yeah.
Like, oh, buddy.
White House press secretary.
Oh, goodness, that lady is crazy. Yeah. Adam Silver had made it over the last week, a couple days ago. The NBA has, quote, remarkably little control over gambling. He wants a federal czar with subpoena power to oversee the league. Quote, I've said it before, the unders are the most problematic right thing in our league. We need to make players understand how draconian the discipline will be.
Do not pass go straight to jail.
This is something you also, Adam Silver, could do with collective bargaining agreement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, yes, it would be nice if the government had a little bit more control over gambling just because of how detrimental it can be for the integrity of games.
The part of that, though, is he doesn't want to have control of it.
Yeah.
Wipe your hands clean of it and say, sorry, guys, wasn't us. It's kind of like, remember when Roger Goodell used to met out punishment in the NFL and then they handed it off? He's like, I don't want to be the bad guy here. Yeah, Adam Silver's like, we took.
Isn't it Merton Hanks now? Isn't he head of discipline?
I believe so, because it used to be Troy Vincent, right?
I think so, yes.
Case, is that right? Troy Vincent was the penalty czar for the NFL for a while, and now it's Merton Hanks?
Let me double check on that.
I believe that's what it is.
It is John Runyon. He oversees on-field discipline and fines as the VP of Policy and Rules Administration.
So from player to player to player. Again, they have a former player be the bad guy.
Smart move.
It's very smart move. It's very smart. Because they understand. Mm-hmm. They understand. Again, those guys are Troy Vincent, Merton Hanks, John Runyon. Guess what they all are? Respected and long-tenured NFL players. So you can kind of go down that path. But as it pertains to the NBA, I mean, Adam Silver's looking at this and going, I don't want to be the one to do this. I want to give the government the full power and the full authority to go ahead and punish these guys and send them to the moon. Like, this is where you build the supermax on the moon, and this is where you send players who get caught gambling. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with Adam Silver on a lot, but the whole, like, we're going to be draconian with this? Yep.
Well, and I think that's also part of it. I think, every commissioner can get lockstep with this, over-unders,
but also, let me go
prop bets.
That check.
Yeah, over-under prop bets, things like that. Look, I know all these leagues are trying to make as much money as they possibly can with their sponsors, their endorsers, their ad buddies. I get all that. But this has to be the easiest one to say we both have to meet somewhere in the middle. Prop bets, get rid of them. Unders, get rid of them. Each league might be different depending on how your game is structured, how your stats are laid out. I don't mind it being different from league to league, but I do think, like in baseball, you can have unders. I think baseball unders is fine because baseball is still really unpredictable unless Emmanuel Clase is intentionally throwing balls in the dirt. But unders and overs are still really unpredictable.
Props, the ones.
Props got to go in baseball.
I think props need to go across sports.
I would agree with that.
I should say this: individual props.
Yes.
Individual props need to go.
If you did a prop bet of team has an over-under of 2.5 turnovers in this game, I got no problem with that.
Yep.
But, Josh Allen over-under 5 missed completions in a row. That's got to go. Mm-hmm. That's got to go. Because you can have that and still win.
Balls and strikes.
Oh, you can have that and still win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, this, we continue to talk about Adam Silver, and I think rightly so. This is the tough spot about being a commissioner because it's kind of, I heard you and Luke talking yesterday. You were doing your top safeties, okay? And Luke was running down what positions you're going to go through, and you guys kind of agreed that you weren't going to do interior and tackles of offensive lines, because they were only talked about when they stink. And when they're awesome, praise goes to a running back, praise goes to a quarterback, praise goes to scheme coordinators and everyone but the offensive lineman. This is where some of the duties of a commissioner also go unseen. This is the hard work that he's right on, but we only care about Gary Trent Jr., the Blazers moving, and incentive to lose. Mm-hmm. It's tough. I feel for Adam Silver in this situation. Well, he's kind of made his own bed, which is why you don't.
Yeah, when you're as stiff as cooked pasta, like I don't care.
Take me to your leader.
Yeah, like it's just I have zero interest in you. You've been so weak, so feeble, so wishy-washy. I mean, it even comes down to like, well, we're he said the quiet part out loud. The schedule maker is waiting for LeBron to make his decision. I'm like,
that's just you just called LeBron daddy, dude.
Yeah,
that's just saying that we can't do anything without LeBron. You showed your cards.
Yeah, and it's like, again, make it about the name on the front, not the name on the back. You need to do a better job of that. Marketing, branding.
Again, the Lakers are still going to have a season regardless of where he plays.
Remind me again, who's
the number?
Yeah, who's the number one player for the Lakers?
Austin Reeves.
Is it a top 5 player in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dog. Maybe do that.
The Lakers still, again, a top 10 market in all of sports.
I mean, I think they're number 2.
Again, that's
in
my
all
point.
of sports.
So you're worried about LeBron, but you still have the value that you do with all your teams. You're focused on.
Well, his worry about LeBron is fairly legit.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's a legit thing.
He's still the face, and it is going to be a retirement tour.
Yeah, Major League Baseball just put out their schedule for next year, and they might have a lockout. Okay, Adam Silver would like to have next year's schedule out because guess what? It's in 3 months.
Also, the schedule release is in a month.
Yeah. He need. I'll give him props on that. LeBron, come on.
Wherever he goes, it's going to be a 55 to 60 game national TV, like with the exception of, hilariously, him playing the Grizzlies wherever he goes. Although maybe because of that, when he's in Memphis, I can't wait for LeBron to play in Memphis the first time. He's going to get booed. It's going to be hilarious.
Good, he should.
Hell, he shouldn't. No, he shouldn't.
What should the Memphis Grizzlies give LeBron as a gift?
Oh man!
How about a 5-gallon bucket of that dirty ass water from Galveston, Texas?
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Imported in from Galveston, and the gallon bucket can be signed by
the city of Memphis
and Charles Barkley.
There you go. I like it. No, they got to do something petty.
Yeah,
that's golf clubs. Because I mean that's where he was when he said it.
A lifetime, a free room for life at any hotel in the Memphis area.
No. It's the haunted hotel that he has to stay at.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's
stick a little Adam Silver adjacent, but in the NBA, this budding situation with old Gary Trent Jr., a little interesting. It's not unprecedented. There's another situation in LA that's similar to like this, and we've seen this before. Let's get to that next. That's Danny. I'm Patrick, 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest.
Doesn't even go here. This is my boot.
Damn cool.
This is an Open Championship Week edition of The Firm of Harris and Marang, brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club.
We'll jump over into some college football / NFL comparisons for a little bit of fun, and Web Gems will get us all laughing, hopefully, as came across yesterday. I meant to bring it up yesterday in closing arguments, and I totally spaced on it. I don't remember what we did, but I remember all of a sudden the show was over, and it was like, oh, gotta go. See you later.
Well,
Sometimes it happens that way.
we don't have to talk about this, but there's a little bit of mile-breaking news in the NCAA. Remember they put forward that College Sports Act, Saves College Sports Act, and the whole age.
Old Ted Cruz and Maria Cantwell.
Remember the whole age eligibility part
Oh,
of that?
yeah. 25 or something.
Well, not only that, like the when the clock starts and like how old you have to be or can't be and all those kind of things. It's been struck down in Ohio.
Oh.
So state by state, they're going to just go through and go, do you wanted your butt handed to you? Here you go again. This whole idea of like you can legislate the age and like, well, we're going to give exemptions to BYU and other religious-based entities. The other schools went, oh, yeah?
How does this affect things like Cooper Flag
the reclassing?
reclassing
Yeah,
and
there's
going
part of
in
that.
at 17?
Yeah, and it's like,
Marcus Spears Jr.
or the other part of it is like some kids stay in longer, and they're like, well, the clock starts either 2 years after you graduate high school or 19, whatever happens
It's
first.
that you have to turn 19
Yeah,
in
and
your
it's-
first year of the NBA.
Yeah, and it's like, well, again, how can you do that? You're legislating, going back to the Portland City Council and the Trailblazers, you're legislating what a business, because again,
Business.
you're operating as a business, and you don't have
Without workers' rights or a clip.
and you don't have a CBA, so all these judges are just like, I should say, all these lawyers are sitting here going, you know what I love? I love winning. Let me go ahead and take this case on real quick because it's an open and shut case, Johnson. It's go full Chappelle, sprinkle some crack on him, and let's get out of here. Like it's just like it's that easy. It's just like what are we doing? Like the
Y'all
second
got any more of them rules violations
Yeah,
over there?
exactly. It's exactly what it is. You're just looking at it like,
Tyrone Bigham's $100,000 crack party.
yeah, you're just like, you just handed a lawyer a win.
Yeah.
You can't tell them that's the case.
God, they lose all the
Just,
time.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
You got
just
it.
make them employees. For the love of God, or stop trying to make rules that you can't enforce.
Rules that
Sorry.
may no,
I just,
you're good.
I just saw it pop up and I'm like, this is so dumb, and we're not going to make a whole segment out of it, but it's like, judges deny the NCAA's motion to stay the preliminary injunction pending appeal. Judge didn't even say, no, we're not even going to give you time.
Well, again, it'll just this whole NCAA thing will just get turned into another political avenue in the sense of if the federal Saves College Sports Act happens, okay, then you start talking about the difference between federal rights and state rights, and when does that
Oh, it's already
cross
starting.
the
It's
exactly?
already starting.
That's what I mean, and I think this country is founded on states' rights. I believe that is in the
Very much
Constitution.
so.
I believe that is in the Constitution of the United States of America. And you're going to push this into that realm, and you'll most likely lose that realm. That's what's kind of interesting to me about the Save Sports Act trying to go federal in this.
Yeah.
Now, I totally understand it because you're trying to create the same rules for everybody, but if you're talking about federal laws versus state laws, you're going to get pushback on that.
Yeah, like literally every state senator is going to have a different point of view.
Without a doubt. Figure it out.
Sorry,
you
I
losers.
derailed this a little bit there. I just saw that.
Oh,
come
no,
across.
you're
I was like,
good. You're good.
I want to celebrate when the NCAA gets their butt handed to them.
Yeah, you guys. What?
I enjoy it.
If you're for state rights, or if you're for federal rights in this case, if you're Ted Cruz who's speaking on behalf, and Maria Cantwell who's speaking on behalf of the feds, but this Iowa state shuts it down. Ohio State.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What did I say? Iowa.
Iowa.
Weird.
I mean, same region.
You're basically what you need some entity to create a governing body over the whole thing so that everybody follows the same rules.
And you agree to opt into
yes,
it, not be told.
You just need something that classifies everybody under the same umbrella, and then they all have to follow the same rules. I believe I just explained to you the concept of the NCAA, which for some reason does not want to do that. And that makes zero sense to me.
I love this. It was already, quote tweeted. Darren Heitner is the NIL lawyer. He said, I'm patiently waiting on the official NCAA tweet that says Congress must act swiftly. And the NCAA went, oh crap, we lost again. Congress, come save us and give us power that we never had to begin with.
Oh no! We suck again!
Yeah. Asking somebody to give you power that you never had is a very strange situation.
Yeah, it was. They pulled the curtain back and they saw the skeleton behind there, and they saw it had it. You have no power here.
Yeah, there's like the snake going through the eyeball into the mouth, sort of like Indiana Jones style.
It's like it was all a ruse.
Rats eating the clothes on the ground that fell off the body that decomposed.
It's like, yeah, but what are we doing here? So I don't know. I just saw that and I was just like,
What kind of celebration should we do on this show when the NCAA finally dies?
I mean,
We got to throw some kind of party. Do we get like an ice cream cake in here?
oh, you're talking my language.
Dude, I worked at a place once that anytime somebody got fired in a certain department, I don't want to say like what it is because it'll totally
Give it away.
dox where I worked. If somebody got fired in that department, they made it a tradition. Because usually if somebody got fired in that department,
They really
close-knit
screwed up?
No, that everyone really hated them.
Oh.
So they would always get an ice cream cake.
I had never had a true dyed-in-the-wool ice cream cake.
One day I showed up to work and there was an ice cream cake in the freezer. And I went back to my contact over there because I wasn't part of the department. And I worked with them, but not all the time.
Sure.
And I kind of went to the head and I was like, yo, what's with the ice cream cake? And they were like, email will go out shortly.
They brought it in.
They brought it in. It's like the key fob doesn't work, but you haven't got the phone call yet.
Oh.
The schedule's out and you're not on it.
How'd you get fired on your day off? It was on a whim. We were having, I can't remember what the celebration was, but we went down to the DQ and I was like, I'll go see if they have an ice cream cake. Like, because we decided we wanted to have a cake to celebrate for whatever it was. God, I can't even remember what it was. And normally those things are expensive, like the full size ones,
The well-made ones. I mean, even Baskin Robbins, those ones are good.
I mean, the Dairy Queen one is the one we had. It has
those are good too.
It has the little layer of the crunch in the middle. Oh my God, I don't know what that is.
It's like, I think most of the time it's like an Oreo.
That might be what it is.
Like the cookie part of the Oreo.
Yeah, like the inside. Like
Could be vanilla.
But it was, I mean, number one, I needed a freaking chainsaw to cut it because it was so solid. But I never had an ice cream cake before, and I was like, oh, this is so much better than cake. This is pure unadulterated bliss.
Yeah.
So now you let me tell you, ice cream cake. If the NCAA goes down, I'm down.
I'm down.
Casey, you in on an ice cream cake?
Any day of the week.
Okay.
Rufio telling us that we should do a 3-man shot ski. Do you know what shot ski is?
Oh yeah,
Take a ski
the luge, yeah.
and you put no, it's a ski and you put
I said luge, but yeah,
and you
the
glue
actual-
shot glasses
yeah.
on it and you all lift it and flip it at
Yeah.
the same time. I've seen it work miraculously and I've seen it work
Fail
terribly.
horribly. Yeah.
One time I was drunk enough that I found a board about how big is that?
About a foot.
Size of a keyboard. Okay,
Yeah,
and I was
18
like, we can do a 3-man shot ski on this, and then we're all like huddled into each other. And I
Yeah,
can't
most-
like feel anything.
most
We're
of
like
my homies
1,
are
2,
taller than
3, and it just poured all over us.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, most of my homies are taller than me, so every time that I've had to do one, I've been on the tippy toes.
There you go.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Milk crating it.
I've never heard anything about that.
Nope, don't like that.
We'll push this Gary Trent Jr. story to a little bit later because I want to get to this story that we've been kind of sitting on for a couple weeks now. An NFL quarterback says this reminds him of college. Are you sure you wanted to say that? There's Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers dominated the pitch for all 90 minutes last night as they defeated the Seattle Sounders in a Cascadia Cup match in Seattle. Final score on that one was 5-1 as the Sounders had no answer for the dominant Timbers striking attack. Timbers interim coach Jack Cassidy picked up his first win as the coach of a top-level club as the team will now face off against FC Dallas inside Providence Park on Wednesday. It's Open Championship week here on The Fan. Lucas Herbert is your new leader after day 2. He finished the day 8 under to jump up 38 spots on the leaderboard. Sam Burns also finished the day 8 under to move up the leaderboard to 5 under in the tournament, matching the lowest score ever in a men's major championship with both Burns and Herbert posting a 62 in round 2. Yesterday's leader Jackson Suber trails at 6 under alongside Cameron Young. Scotty Scheffler, he came into the tournament as the clear betting favorite. He finished the day 1 under to move his total score to 3 under alongside Bryson DeChambeau. And Rory McIlroy, he bounced back with after a shaky first round as he finished the day 3 under to move to 1 under in the tournament. The projected cut line as it sits right now sits at 1 over. Your Portland Fire picked up a dominant win yesterday, taking down the Washington Mystics 75-56. Carlo Late was the Fire's leading scorer, but it was Sarah Ashley Barker who dominated on both sides of the floor. She finished with 10 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and 4 steals. Fire are back in action tomorrow as they face off against the Minnesota Lynx in Minneapolis. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football, the Fan Sports Network, 105.
I mean, that's why we're short shorts and big legs, bro. Like,
I don't have fun. I have believer.
Monkey never cry.
This is an Open Championship Week edition of The Firm of Harris and Marang, brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club.
Web Jam's coming up next, everybody's favorite. We'll get to that. Lots to get to in the big nooner, so stick around. We're halfway through this day on a nice little Friday. I'm ready to get things rocking right now, dude. A little surf music there.
You ever been surfing?
No. I've boogie boarded. Boogie boarded?
There you go.
Boogie broaded? Boogie boarded. Mm-hmm. I've boogie boarded. I've not actually surfed. I actually think I would be okay at surfing. I know. If I can get my fat A up on the board,
there you go.
I think we're in a good spot.
That's a lot more difficult than you think.
I agree. I'm not undervaluing it.
It's a pop-up movement.
Yes.
There's a little bit of explosiveness involved. It's not a one leg, then the other leg. It's got to balance, you got to pop.
Has anybody ever blown out their left ACL and their right Achilles in one move?
Probably.
I could probably do that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I've destroyed my entire left leg in one move.
Well, no, that's one side, you know what I mean? But it's like Patrick tried to jump up on a surfboard, blew his left ACL and his right Achilles.
I know a guy that did blow out his right ACL and break his left ankle.
Oh, crazy, yeah.
But the right ACL snapped, and then he went down a hill and broke his ankle.
Maybe that's what I need my goal to be, to get my fat booty into shape. Is that I want to go surf. I want to be able to surf.
Just do some burpees. That'll get you started.
Oh, dude, how many burpees do you think I could do in a row? Be honest.
How much time?
Unlimited time. But, you got to do them in a row. And it has to be a natural level of pause in between. I mean, you got to keep going.
I think
I'm not
you
saying
have
you
at
got
least 11.
I'm not saying
I was going to go 10 plus.
I'm not going to say that you have to as fast as you can.
How many push-ups do you think you can do?
12.
Brother.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm being nice to my Vegas odds.
Oh man.
I'm not a very strong guy. Plus I got weird tremors in my hands.
We gotta work on that. The tremors are the tremors, but we gotta work on the push-ups.
Oh, I know.
Tiff and I work out all the time, and we went to the gym the other day, and I was showing my soon-to-be stepson, how to target on pull-ups, and I started doing pull-ups, and she kind of looked at me, and she's like, "I didn't know you could make it look that easy." And I was kind of humbled there in that moment. I was like, "What do you mean?"
Ooh, pull-ups 2.
Oh, I'm not giving you 2.
I don't know if I'm giving me 2 either.
I'm not sure if I'm giving you 1.
I'm giving myself 4.
Oh, I can get 1. I've got enough pride and ego to get myself to 1. I got enough dad strength to get me to 1. Can I jump to it and then pull?
No.
Or do I got to go dead? Oh, I'm out.
When I tell you, again, I work out 4 days a week. I could do about 4 or 5 good pull-ups until the shoulder just says no more.
I'm at 5 to 6 right now, and I'm 240. So I'm not giving you 1.
Panda telling me I'm married and I have kids. I've done my work. Leave him alone. Leave the poor man alone. Stop. He's already dead.
Yeah, no, push-ups I could probably do 60 right now without stopping.
Just so funny. I was listening to the Sunrise guys this morning. Mm-hmm. They were talking about rowing and upper body strength and how, Swag brought up how in the Olympics, those guys are yoked.
Oh, dude,
and they're not wrong. But it's funny, I raft and I have no upper body strength, yet I'm still somehow able to raft. It's the strangest thing.
It's different, though, because when you're talking about rowing, that is a rhythmic timing, sync it all up.
So at Oregon State, that's who I spent most of my time hanging out with.
Rowers?
All of the rowers. Mm-hmm. Great guys. All of them are 6'3", 6'4",
big
jacked.
dudes.
Jacked.
Yeah.
With massive backs where you're like, all right.
The lat spread is just wings.
Let me squeeze through here.
Yeah.
And there is 2 different kinds of rafting. Okay, there's both sticks in the hands and oaring, okay? And then there's I'm the rudder, and you guys are the paddlers, the digs.
You're option 2.
I am option 2, correct. Well, but I can do the sticks. I can't do...
Solo?
Yeah, oh yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Now, I'm not doing high-end technical.
Okay.
I'm not doing big water on that. That's more of a multi-day fun float, like the upper stretch of the Deschutes from
Sure.
Warm Springs to Harpham Flats, like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
And
you
again,
know,
a good workout.
yeah, or Buck Hollow to the Columbia Gorge, like, yeah, it's a good workout, but I don't need to, like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, we're not doing that. Now, how they do it, when it's the simple ones, and it's like, they do, and then they wait, wait, I can do that. But when you start getting to the
When you're talking about go and go.
oh, Harris is spent. I'm tired just looking at it.
Yeah, no, I would like to see you get on a rowing machine and give it everything you got for a minute 30. Just a minute 30.
A minute 30. Now, whenever I did go to the gym, I do get on a rowing machine.
I mean, it's-
because it makes me feel less of a workout.
How?
Because it reminds me of something I actually like to do.
Oh, okay.
On a treadmill?
Yeah.
On elliptical? Stairmaster? Bro, absolutely not.
Just because of my hips and my knees, I try to stay away from the treadmill as much as humanly possible. But Tiff will get on that thing and put it at like level 13, like with the incline, just cranked all the way up, and she's a machine. She will just go and go and go. When I do it, I have to do the incline for about 2.5 to maybe 3 minutes. Then I have to put it down back flat again, and I'll basically sprint it or sprint it.
Because the shins are on fire.
Yeah, the shins are just cooking. I'm like, I need flat ground. I need flat ground. I need flat ground. And then I'll
Get me to a downhill.
I'll do it. I'll put it like at like 11 miles an hour so I can stride it back out for about 3 minutes, and then I'll go back to the incline. It's just like, but just, certain bodies, certain things. But I tell you what, if you want a real butt kicker of a workout that you don't think is that hard, Case, have you done the air bike?
No, I haven't.
What's an air bike?
It's if you ever see those bikes that have the handles that you pull back.
Oh,
and on with the
yeah.
big
No,
fan
not
blade.
doing that.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
not doing
done
that.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Oh, dude.
That's hard work.
The thing is, if you go too slow, it's even harder. But if you go really hard, you're creating your own resistance.
Right.
And so, like, you have to go beyond a certain level to get to where it's like you can hold the pace. I had a buddy of mine give me a workout. He goes, 30 seconds on as hard as humanly possible for 30 seconds, rest for 2 minutes. Do that for 20 minutes. Brother, I have never had a 30-second workout whoop my butt more in civilian life than that one. It's like, why? Why does 30 seconds of this, as hard as you can, destroy your entire body this way? I do not understand it. It's just a bike with a freaking fan blade on it.
I agree. Joe Burrow's an idiot.
Like that?
Binary Brewing and The Fan have teamed up for the only Fan IPA available for a limited time. Taste The Fan with Binary Brewing's signature West Coast IPA. Go to Binary Brewing's Beaverton location and ask them about their only Fan. So good. So good. So good. Only The Fan and Binary Brewing can pull it off. Well, wasted that hour. Web Gems is next. Everybody's favorite 105.1 The Fan.
The Portland Trailblazers are
son of a...
It's Web Gems,
What'd you do?
the firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
All right, everybody's favorite Web Gems. We do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up in the big nooner, we'll circle back in to the offer sheet that was handed to Tom Dundon and the Portland Trailblazers and see how far we can get on that. We'll get into a little bit of baseball. The World Cup final is this weekend. Who you got? And will anybody give a damn about the third-place game between two countries who are massively disappointed they are playing on Saturday instead of Sunday, plus closing arguments to send you on your way. But, Danny, you know that I am a large proponent of the Reddit of the world.
You are.
I am. It is where I spend most of my doom-scrolling days. I source a lot of fun material that I like from this. You find yours. You're a lot more of a Twitter guy, which makes sense. Your league lives in that world, and I, for reasons that I put.
Hey, no, my league now lives in TikTok. Did you see this?
No.
Over half the users on TikTok are established NBA fans.
Wow.
So the league has signed a deal with TikTok.
Wow.
And, both the NBA and WNBA. And I was
Keeping me further away from the NBA.
I was like, oh, God, I really don't want to have to do stuff over there.
I've become a real big fuddy-duddy in my world. And look, Reddit is not perfect. It's definitely got its own issues. But I find it less exhausting because I can control a little bit more what I see. My name is also not Danny Marang.
Well, not even just with that, just the idea of less exhausting?
Less exhausting, yes. I find it less exhausting.
Is it because it's the echo chamber, or?
Yeah, because I get told what I believe in.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, okay.
Confirmation bias.
Yeah, I was and not even just Blazers related stuff. There are
Reddit
subreddits
in general.
Subreddits that I go into with stuff that I'm interested in. I'm just like, this is a hellscape.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, yeah, I agree with you, man.
Yeah,
See, told you so, bro.
I'm just like, I just want to know about this thing that I'm interested in.
Well, the Timbers defeated the Seattle Sounders last night 5-1, much to the chagrin of myself. Rufio texts me, he goes, I got Timbers 5-4. I go, if the Timbers score a goal and don't give up more than 3, I will be shocked. Mm-hmm. And they won 5-1 yesterday.
Whooped.
It was an excellent performance by them. There's a lot to get into with it. Kelvin Kelsey, after the match, said something that was translated into basically, we worked on a lot of stuff during the break, a lot of attention to details that we hadn't all season. Hint, hint. Which made me kind of on that. But they look really good. Midfield looked good. Defense played solid. Seattle was a shell of themselves. They embarrassed them. Long story short. This came up yesterday. I went to the bathroom before the end of our show, and I was flipping through the phone while I was taking a pee. And this popped up on the Timbers subreddit. Strip clubs that show Timbers games. Putting together a bachelor party for my buddy. They want to go to a strip club. I want to watch the Timbers. Does anyone know of a spot we could do both? The top comment at 428 likes. Is this the greatest post in Timbers subreddit history? The answer is yes. I don't know a strip club with TVs. Why would I want a TV in a strip club? That's not the entertainment.
And also, you can't have phones out.
You can't have your phone out on the desk playing the game?
You can't have phones out.
Well, but
for very obvious reasons.
Understood. But what if I could prove that I was watching the game?
I mean, is that the conversation you want to have with Vladimir at the door?
Got to commend OP for having their priorities straight. I'm just commenting here, so I'm here for when this gets referred to in the future. This guy, Portland's.
Yeah.
Mods, please pin this.
Again,
somebody goes, it's kind of divey, but Sassy's has a TV. I said, kind of divey? It's Sassy's, amigo.
Again,
sure, it's a top 5 OG institution in the world of adult entertainment, but like, what are we talking about?
Dive bars stick their nose up at Sassy's.
I think some dive bars could learn from Sassy's.
Yeah.
Do you know that Sassy's has one of the best micro beer, local Oregon-made micro beer draft list in all of the city?
No.
Yes.
Because what do I not drink?
Well, understood. But like, if you are beer bro, if you are local beer bro and you need some adult entertainment, Sassy's is the place to go.
You could just not.
Damn it.
had to take it from you. But no, like, again, taking this,
Support local businesses, man.
This poster. Hey now, all right, coming up, we got the Sassy Skittles coming up to the stage. Put your hands together, gentlemen, for Skittles. But first, let's take a peek over at that sexy 4-3-3 lineup. The Timbers are heel clapping in your face. Hey, all right, remember to tip. Tip your bartenders.
Yeah, I think there's probably a reason why TVs don't exist at those facilities.
I know. I wonder what this guy did. Like, I'm scrolling through this and
I would imagine he didn't find one.
clicks follow post.
Yeah, it's again. They
Somebody said they used to watch NFL at Acropolis. The Acropolis closed though. R.I.P.
it just closed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been to a Peeler show.
To an adult institution.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too as well. It's never been quite my thing. Now I am pro it in the sense of protecting workers and laws and allowing you to do your art and your dancing as much as you please, as long as there are safety lines put in place and workers' rights and all that kind of stuff. But it's not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, my major issue with it, I don't agree with it, but also it's the seemingly regular amount of trafficking that comes out of these spots.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's the more protections. Well, I think a lot of that has to come with the independent contractor aspect of it.
Oh, I think it probably just comes with the industry more than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, if you legalize it and you put some things in place, you might put a stop to some of that.
I don't know about all that.
They're still going to find a way to take advantage of systems.
That's the truth. Just like the NCAA.
It's
You heard it here.
You open Pandora's box and, well.
You heard it here. The NCAA and
Was that her name?
And
I
adult.
got it. I knew. I looked at him to see if he was going to say it. I looked at him, and I was like, and I gave a slight I don't think he picked up on that. No, you didn't.
Put it on the ball.
I wasn't quite paying attention. I was just thinking about the NCAA and strip clubs being the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I know which one I'd prefer. You got to choose one, Danny. 10 toes down.
I'd go with the NCAA.
Oh, come on!
No way.
That is the most bullshit in the world.
This man.
Boo!
I just, again, not that I'm high and mighty in the sense of I haven't gone in my life. It just as the older I get, the more I'm like,
Look at you virtue signaling a little bit.
I know.
Look at you, kind of wishy-washy.
No, it's not even kind of wishy-washy. Morally speaking, I just don't think it's the right way to go about stuff.
2 down, 1 to go. The big nooner is next. 105.1 The Fan.
This is the International Soccer Report, brought to you by Gold PDX on the corner of Southeast Hawthorne and 18th Avenue. Food, spirits, football.
Timbers have really struggled with teams that press them. Seattle has not at least been interested in doing that. Here's a floated ball, headed from Kelsey, and a goal! Jimmer Forey served it in with a left foot. Kevin Kelsey got his head to it, and the visitors are in front in the 19th minute.
That's the Venezuelan international Kevin Kelsey, your striker for the Portland Timbers. Fletcher Johnson on the call. Heard right here on the Fan Sports Network, your home for the Portland Timbers. I said it 5-1 and a convincing win. The worst loss the Sounders have had in this rivalry since it started in the MLS. And guess what? No one feels better than me about it. Good job to the Timbers. Looking good doing it too. The International Soccer Report brought to you by Gold PDX. Check out GOL PDX for all your big tourney matches this summer. Gold PDX, food, spirits, football.
Speeding.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for a DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers dominated the pitch for all 90 minutes last night as they defeated the Seattle Sounders in a Cascadia Cup match. Final score in that one was 5-1 as the Sounders had no answer for the dominant Timbers striking attack. Timbers interim coach Jack Cassidy picked up his first win as the coach of a top-level club as the team will now face off against FC Dallas inside Providence Park on Wednesday. It's Open Championship week here on The Fan. Lucas Herbert is your new leader after day 2 as he finished the day 8 under to jump up 38 spots on the leaderboard. Sam Burns also finished the day 8 under to move to 5 under in the tournament, matching the lowest score ever in a men's major championship with both Burns and Herbert posting a 62 in round 2. Yesterday's leader Jackson Suber trails at 6 under alongside Cameron Young. Scotty Scheffler, he came into the tournament as the clear betting favorite. He finished the day 1 under to move his tournament score to 3 under alongside Bryson DeChambeau. And Rory McIlroy, he bounced back after a shaky first round. He finished the day 3 under to move to 1 under in the tournament. The projected cut line as it sits right now is 1 over. Over to the WNBA as your Portland Fire picked up a dominant win yesterday, taking down the Washington Mystics 75-56. Carla Late was the Fire's leading scorer, but it was Sarah Ashley Barker who dominated on both sides of the floor. She finished with 10 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and 4 steals. Fire are back in action tomorrow as they face off against the Minnesota Lynx in Minneapolis. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time. .105.1 FM and 1080 AM. The Fan.
About time the big nooner comes around. This is the firm of Harrison Marang. Patrick Harris with you. That's Danny Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. I can't tell you how much it means to us to be a part of yours. After us, you know the drill. Bonus hour of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. That'll be from 1 to 3, and then it's prime time, 3 to 7. Full show for those boys today. Thank you for stepping aside for the Timbers yesterday for a half hour. I personally thank you for that. 3 to 7 of those guys, the best drive show in town for a reason. 13 hours. Starts with Dirt and Sprague every morning, the best morning show in town as well. Live, local, continuous, regional sports talk radio. We'll have a lot of fun in the big nooner here. We'll get to the World Cup finalists set, a little bit of baseball fun, and closing arguments to send you off into the weekend. But we open the show, Danny, with the offer sheet. That was sent over to the Portland Trailblazers. To LeBron James, yes. The pickleball player is correct. We've been following this story from Wright Gazaway over our friend over at K2, and hopefully we can snag him at some point next week to come on in and chat a little bit about the situation.
Right, I know you're listening. Text it back.
You're in, buddy.
You're in.
Just to catch you up, if you are on your lunch break and haven't had the chance to go back, which that hour podcast is up for whenever you want to. The main points of the city's draft term sheet include the following, and like we did last hour, I'll save kind of the big one for the end. A binding 20-year non-relocation commitment from the team, requirements for labor peace agreements to support a stable workforce, A $3 million annual payment for property tax offset payment from RIP City Management escalating over time, with proceeds shared among the city, county, and Portland Public Schools.
The whole idea of that one. Our books aren't good, so we need you to pay up front.
I do like the public schools thrown into there. You could have just said city and county. Public schools are a part of that.
Well, again, that's like a no. It's not for us. It's for them.
Yeah,
it's for them.
And they run their budget really well too.
Yeah, real well.
Requirements for community event access, local hiring, sustainability standards, and partnerships with albino-based organizations. That's basically the neighborhood, and being nice to the kids. But the big one that's kind of probably the hook on this is the financial protections that outline clear caps on public funding, limits on eligible expenses, and safeguards for the city, state, and county against cost overruns. And that's probably going to be the pushback, because I've never seen a construction project in my entire life hit budget. It almost always goes over. So what happens if it does is probably the big sticking point. We kind of talked a lot, Danny, about the political aspect of this and how we both kind of are a little impressed, proud, whatever word you want to use, of the city for saying that you haven't done what we want. And they say, well, then tell us what you want. And then the city said, okay, and came back and did it.
A day later.
It's the first step of the
the morning.
It's the first step of the non-chicken, and it's the first step of the pro-negotiation. Because at this point, and as you said, it starts the clock.
Yes.
When you sit and see this situation, are you in a world of more positivity that something will get done? Are you still neutral? Has this made it worse for you? Where do you sit?
Again, looking at it from the business side of things, I can already see where the Blazers are like, nope, don't like that. Again, I have said from the beginning, the $600 million, I get it. That makes sense. Do that, but they can't come back. The Blazers can't come back in 5 years and say we need $600 million more for the entertainment district. You're going to have to put your own money into that. Now,
I agree with that.
Now, if you want to say that that's a partnership, because the city, county, however you want to say it, is going to have to cut through some red tape, because all they know is red tape, which is a major, major economic reason why you can't get a damn thing done in this city on the commercial side, then that's more of what I'm talking about, not necessarily a 50-50 partnership as far as like the money is concerned. The other part of this is the budgetary part of this, like you can't go over $600 million. I get the stance that they're grounding that in, and I agree with it.
Understood. We talked about in the first hour of, look, this is going to go over $600 million. It's unfortunately the nature of these kind of companies and these bids, and how the changing cost of goods, fuel, and labor,
but also
timelines cost.
I don't want to bid to the highest bidder, but I also don't want to bid to the lowest bidder.
Right.
I want to go to the bidder. Like, again, I want whoever is going to come in and get this thing done right on time and as close to on budget as humanly possible, that gives the best possible outcome. And there's a line in there that I don't think necessarily agrees with that, when it talks about who they need to sign on to agree to work with. And I'm like, that's my pushback. Again, if I'm running a business, I don't want a city, a county, a state telling me who I can and can't hire, as long as I clear the thresholds of, OSHA, health and safety, if you're working in food, FDA, like those, like as long as you have the qualifications and everything checks out, go with God. That's the whole purpose of that stuff. Like that's my only real pushback on the financial side of things.
I don't think you're wrong in a lot of that stuff. I think I share some sentiment with you, even if we get there by different paths.
Sure.
There was a great text we read yesterday about trying to stay neutral in the whole thing and kind of just listen to what everybody's trying to say and everybody's opinions. I've kind of lived in that world in general with Tom Dundon, of kind of just, and that's probably where you and I differ a lot, is I'm a little wait and see on it. I agree the optics aren't great, but I'm a little wait and see on it. When this comes out, I'm starting to feel a little more optimistic. I think something will get done.
Because,
do I believe
pen is going to paper in essence?
Do I believe deep in my heart that if Dundon had his way, he'd move the team? I do. But I think there's a lot of loopholes to get to that point. A lot of loopholes. And as much as some of the local media has created some fear-mongering in this situation, I still think it is way more complicated to move a team than as simple as the city not wanting to give you $120 million. It has to go.
This is
it would have to go so terribly.
Yeah, it's just the toxicity. And here's the thing: in that offer sheet or in that term sheet, there's not a lot in there that I'm stomping my feet about. You know what I mean? I don't like some of the wording in that. I don't like the upfront because we can't control our money and we need to have you do the offset beforehand. Like, just think about that. And that comes from the entirety of the state of Oregon and how the taxes are done and the brackets and everything else. It's all very, to be blunt, dumb. Washington, for perspective's sake, does it significantly better. It's like, oh, we don't actually know what it's going to be, so we need to actually have you do this up front to offset this. It's like, and again, going back to the argument of, well, we want you to budget this better than we budget our own money. It's like, what?
Pot kettle, what up?
I'm going to need you to say that for me one more time. Like, that's, again, where if I'm Dundon or any billionaire, any investor, if I'm investing in something, I'm going, well, why would I do something that you're not capable of doing?
Two things. I feel better. I feel insanely better about this deal getting done than I do about Major League Baseball not having a lockout.
Orders of magnitude.
And number two is I am probably more positive on this than I've ever been. Just the fact that they're talking. Just the fact that the Blazers have seen what the city wants. That is the number one most important thing to me, is that terms have been offered. Now, negotiations are going to be.
Is it for you? Is there anything in the term sheet so far? Put on billionaire hat, put on investor hat. If you're Tom Dundon, if you're the Blazers, when you look at that, what are the things that you think they would balk at or look at and go, nah, I don't really like that?
I think it's what you've said. I think it's. I will push back on the labor peace agreements because your concern is that it's going to force them to choose who they want to do the project. I think you just have to meet their standards and then you can choose somebody. Yeah, again, I think there's some wishy-washy.
Yes, there's wiggle room in there.
A little wiggle room in there. It's the cap on public funding because this stuff just always goes over, whether it's time frame. Look, I remember I worked for a brewery and we were opening a new location, and I was pretty new working for that company, and I know that our opening date was pushed back by 6 months. And it wasn't due to lack of money. It was the construction company that was working on it was hemorrhaging money, wasting time, and they had to be fired, and a new one had to come in to pick up the pieces because the standards weren't okay. I thought ownership made the right move in moving on, even though I wasn't privy to a lot of the details, but the aesthetic, what I saw as an employee looked to be the correct move, and then things got done in a quicker, more efficient pace. That's my only concern if I'm the investor and owner, is what kind of roadblocks do I unintentionally run into? See, that is part of probably my most difficult aspect with the city council is it feels like, and I see this on the message boards, like, you can't just write a billionaire a blank check. Nobody's writing him a blank check. They want some checks and balances in this whole situation. But the reality is some of the money goes over. Can you meet him in the middle to take on, the city's percentage? Is the state will see? They're also speaking for the county and the state, which I don't think they should be. I think those should be separate negotiations.
Well, you know why they're doing that? They don't have the power, so they have to assert the power of larger entities.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Tina Kotek comes out and is just kind of like, whoa. Like, we agree that we don't want spending to become frivolous and out of control, but we will say how much we're willing to go over.
We already put 365 in here. You're putting 120. I'm going to need you to chill.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to chill. By the way, you make $600 million a year off it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to pay yourself back.
You do.
You do.
Not you do. So you're getting the larger benefit, but as a state, as the representatives and the senators, they're all looking at it and going, hey, guys, our constituents statewide want this. And we're footing more than 50% of this. Y'all need to shut up.
Yeah. I'm optimistic. I like this. I'm glad that they're talking.
Again, the term sheet, I don't think there's anything so radical that the Blazers are looking at it and laughing. But again, on the economic side of things, I think those are the biggest touch points for me. Again, the to use the analogy I used earlier, the guy with the 400 credit score is telling you how you need to budget and balance. Like, that's maybe a little out of pocket. The other part of that is telling them who they can and can't work with. Before I moved to radio, full time during COVID, I worked in logistics and sourcing and procurement during COVID. Like, I'm well aware of, like, how things can go awry and how bad they can get when you're talking about trying to get materials, working with different vendors, working with different companies, working on different timelines, and like that stuff changes on a daily basis. And so you're going to have some fluctuations. You're going to have everything that goes with that. But here's the thing. There's only so many companies in the region that have the capacity to take on these projects. You're not going and hiring mom and pop to go renovate the entirety of Moda. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
I would feel worse about that.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you just can't do that.
Not that mom and dad aren't cool. Shout out my mom and dad.
No.
Well,
No.
at least my mom.
Well, they have like, God. Well, at least you're leaning into the dark side now.
I had to.
No, it's good. But the mom and pops can be parts of it to fill in gaps.
Sure.
Like if you're getting shortfalls, if you're running into timeline issues.
Someone who has materials on site, someone who has an open schedule. Sure, why not?
Yeah, hey, if somebody can't meet this,
Subcontract it out.
Yeah, no, I have no issues with that. In fact, I hope that's what happens. That's how you keep small businesses and the local economy churning and going. Like, I love to see that kind of stuff. But along those same lines, if they're saying you can only work with these groups, guess who that eliminates? The smaller companies, the mom and pops. Like that's where my I don't want you telling me how I can do this. If they meet the standard, they meet the standard, they meet the standard. The standard is as long as they clear that bar, go ahead and work with them. Like I'd much rather see that. Like that's one of those things. Like, again, if you're talking about bids and minimizing and maximizing and finding efficiencies, like those are the kind of things where I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. But as far as optimism, I do feel slightly more optimistic today.
Me too.
Let's see what the Blazers' response ends up being, and I'll judge my optimism following that.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a little probably moratorium period over the weekend here, as the fiscal business day is about 4.5 hours away from being over. We're working on some guests next week to shed some more light on this. I've seen some of your questions on the YouTube and in the text line that I don't know the answers to, but I've written them down, and we'll use those questions for any guest that might know the answers to them. Let's slide over to a little bit of baseball, and why can't we get more access like this? This is The Firm on 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
technology and stuff.
Hope you all have a good day.
He got bad intentions.
Stop pulling on it.
I can't help it. Everybody does.
This is an Open Championship Week edition of The Firm of Harris and Marang, brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club.
A fun story in Major League Baseball that you found, Danny, that tickles my heart a little bit and definitely opens the door that we want to see something more. This comes out of the Chicago White Sox. And if I think anything the White Sox have done is a good idea, you know this must be a good idea because I got no love for those guys. They own the number 1 pick since winning the draft lottery back in December, but they did something cool. They had whittled down their choices to draft either a kid out of UCLA or a high school senior out of Texas. Look, I'm
18-year-old and 21-year-old.
I'm not going to break down which one they should have chosen because let me tell you what, as a diehard baseball fan, I will never watch the draft.
And you'll probably not find out until 5 years down the line.
Okay, look.
Unless they're a super freak.
Look, Dustin Ackley was taken before Mike Trout. All right, I don't know what to tell you. Like things happen.
Strasburg was that guy.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper was that guy.
And then his arm fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Adley was on it to an early extent.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
I can root for them all I want, but
sure.
I just don't know. But the cool thing they did was they let cameras in from ESPN basically cover the entire war room.
On record. The entirety on record. That's unprecedented access. I think that's awesome. Because that's, again, going back to where it can go wrong for you, New York Giants and Hard Knocks.
And I didn't see that. I remember you explaining it to me.
Do you remember how bad that was, Case, the decisions? His kid lined up the decisions that he would have made, the 14-year-old kid.
Yep.
And they were all infinitely better than what the Giants chose to do.
And I think it was
Saquon and Daniel Jones.
It was also the draft pick. I believe it was go out and go get a quarterback, do this, that, and the other. There's a lot of talent on this board. Mm-hmm. And who they wouldn't go get? Abdul Carter.
The general manager of the Chicago White Sox is Chris Getz, and if you haven't seen the White Sox this year, Chris Getz will probably win Executive of the Year, and Venables will probably win Manager of the Year in the American League, as the White Sox are slated to make the playoffs right now. Have been a really, really exciting story in the league this year. This article off of ESPN, Jesse Rogers wrote it. Has this kind of blurb in it that I love. Getz was the ringmaster throughout, steering the conversation to each department as personnel shared what they learned about each player. Each group was important and heard. Each came with a different perspective, all in the name of collaboration. While Getz would ultimately make the final call, it became clear with every voice that this was a group decision. And in Chicago's case, the hardest part was that neither player was a bad choice. Now, love that environment for your front office
This
and
is
your
Odin
scouting
Durant.
department.
That's what this is.
Well, yes, but I do love how collaborative and seem to be on the same page culture-wise they are. But at the same time, I just want to see more of this. Show me more.
There's a line here. When I teased this the other day, I said, if you've seen Moneyball, when Brad Pitt is sitting around the room and they're talking about building the A's out as Billy Beane, the scouts are around the table, and you have kind of more traditional scout, and that, in this sense, is Mike Shirley. He's the president of amateur scouting. They open this up. Just picture this line, because when I read this is exactly what I thought. During the movie, it's the old guy on Brad Pitt's right when they're talking about, he's just got it. This is the line that he's talking about Chalowski, the UCLA kid. And he said, this is Shirley. What did Alex Bregman do for the Astros? Didn't that push something forward? He helped them build out what they did. These college players at the top of the scale are different. Like Getz Shirley acknowledged, it's close between the two prospects, urging those in the room to share a new take on either player if they had one. Shirley then handed off to West Coast supervisor Scott Thomas. Scott Thomas follows it up with the totality of the package, the tools, the instincts. There's not a whole lot of holes you can really look at with him. Just keep going back to the makeup and the ability to make adjustments. You know what I don't hear in there? I don't hear how he hits right versus left. I don't hear how he hits third time around. I don't hear how he does with inside fastball, low and away. It's the old-timey scout of he's just got it. What you don't have is old Jonah Hill over there. Totally blanking on his name.
He's DePodesta.
DePodesta. You don't have DePodesta in there going, he just gets on base. You know what I mean? It's not the analytics drive hammer into nail. It's the collaboration of old-timey feel kind of leading it off. And I thought that was interesting in an era that's so just pummeled with analytics. The Houston Astros, driven by analytics. Literal astrophysicists.
Built an adjacent dynasty through great youth and some bending of the rules. Don't rip off my jersey.
Even beyond that, the construction of the team was about as analytically driven as you could get.
Well, and, not to open this can, but I will again. I think that's the biggest reason why a lot of people are really, really upset about the trash cans and the buzzers is because, dude,
they
you guys
were really
had the
good.
talent. You had the talent. Why did you have to take it a step further? Because they did build that thing the right way. And they struck when they needed to. They fired the guy who was the caretaker manager and brought in A.J. Hinch because they knew that was the guy to put him over the edge.
It's the Brett Brown.
Well, Dusty Baker and then A.J. Hinch later.
But it's the A.J. Brown, the Brett Brown of the Philadelphia 76ers. His record was just marred with loss after loss after loss.
They knew he was going to take the lumps.
And that's what you got paid for. So as you kind of go through this, they get into the analytics side of things. They dive into a little bit further. I think they said they spent 40 minutes on each player, or is it 40 minutes total? I can't remember. But they just keep going and going and going, and then they start getting into that, and then they get into the discussion part of it. It's like kind of a court case. What is the new evidence or a new take or a new thought? We've been going over this for months. We don't need to rehash what we already know. Let's hit let's play the hits for a minute. Then if you got something new, or if you've changed your mind, or if there's a new perspective you want to bring to this, now is the time to do this because we're making this pick soon.
I also think there's an aspect of, you mentioning Hard Knocks. It's so often that we live in a world of, if it bleeds, it leads. The classic news model. The reason we like the Giants situation so much is because it's chaotic and it's messy and it's bad PR and it's the negatives, and we always want to shout about the negatives. But, man, when you're a super nerd about stuff and you can see positives of that realm, man, that stuff's got to be cool, too. I'm tired of it's let's watch how dysfunctional this war room is. And can you imagine if the Jerry Jones war room was open? It's I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about Woody Johnson overstepping his bounds and saying, take this guy instead of the bona fide Hall of Famer or whatever it might be. Yeah. I would like to see more high-functioning guys work on it. Do I need to see who's the coach in the Jets right now? What's his name?
Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn. Thank you, the DC guy. Do I need to see Aaron Glenn at a coaches meeting talking about the game plan against the Bills next week? God, no. But you know what I would like to see? I would like to see Andy Reid in a coaches meeting about the game plan against the Bills this week.
Well, see, I want to see the dysfunction too, though. I want to see the difference.
I think so many people just would rather see the dysfunction. It's the gotcha network of our society right now that I would actually like to see people that are succeeding instead of just the negative.
So
that's me half glass full. That's the socialist hippy dippy in me. But I would like to see more positive stories than just negative.
I'm not looking at it from a negative side of things. So without getting too far into it, I've had the opportunity to talk to coaches and executives off the record. And the way it was pitched to them was I just want to know what you're doing and why you think you should do it this way. Just so I have the understanding of when I'm watching you play or I'm watching you build a roster, why does this, what is your thought process behind this? Even if I disagree with it, if I at least know genuinely where you're coming from. And this is why when I talk about players a certain way, it's not just my thoughts. This is what the literal head coach or the general manager or the AGM or the assistant coach or their teammate collectively have told me over however long period of time. And I'm taking that with my own thoughts and going, whether I agree or disagree, why? And
always be asking why.
And that's I always want to know why, even if I disagree. To be honest, even more so if I disagree. And I'm not asking to be convinced. I just want to know, why are you thinking about it that way? And so the Aaron Glenn, to Andy Reid side of things. Why is Aaron Glenn thinking about it this way? And if you want to make it, compare it to the Blazers on a different scale, it's like Tom Dundon, the El Cheapo, whatever you want to call it. Why? What is the gain there for you outside of monetary? You can't sit here and tell me
It's not just money.
You can't sit here and tell me it's over and over again publicly. It's not about the money, and then go do those things and not have some other explanation or rationale for it. Otherwise, what am I led to believe? Where does the evidence point me to? It's about the money, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when I say that, that's where I'm coming from. It's not I'm sitting here screaming, he's cheap, he's cheap, he's cheap. No, it's just that the why behind what you've what you have done so far leads to no other conclusion, right? Now, if you're talking about in this war room, there's a line in here. They're talking about athleticism. They're talking about Chalowski again. One of their scouts says he weighed in around 205 pounds. You want to talk about the analytics of it. He goes, our models for projection likely put him around adding 15 pounds in the next few years, which honestly would favor his athleticism. When we run the model, if he loses weight, his athleticism actually regresses a good bit. Now, it's not common to lose weight, so we don't think it's a very likely outcome. So, like, if you want to talk about how
that's beyond analytics.
They're talking about biomechanics, because you know what they're doing. When you're talking about investing a top 5 pick into a player in the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball, a sizable capital investment, not just with finances but with time, because money, you can always get more money. Time is finite. That's the thing that you have to understand, right? So if you're going to invest in somebody, you need to have an ROI, so to speak, in a certain amount of time.
And this is baseball where you have a statistical analysis for
everything. And I'll tell you right now, they have the same thing in the NBA and they have the same thing in the NFL. Like if you want to use like a publicly available model in the NFL at the Combine, RIS.
Yeah, but again, with the MLB, you have a lot more data to have observed.
Yeah, because it's one-on-one and there's more isolation. You can have those kind of things. But I'm just saying in general, it's not like when the Blazers are looking at drafting Scoot Henderson or Amen Thompson, you know, like that was like, you know, kind of a discussion, but everybody had Scoot higher up on the board for the most part. They're looking at Amen and going, yeah, his athletic profile is through the roof, and we think he'll be X, Y, and Z. But Scoot's athletic profile is, while not quite as good, is really good, and his production
and has the potential to be
X, Y, or Z.
Exactly what we want it to be.
Exactly. And so you start in every front office and every sport is going to measure things differently. And
so Giannis.
Exactly. Who's a 6'9", 190-pound kid.
17 years old.
And then he turns into a 7-foot-tall, 270-pound monster. Now, did they think he was going to get that big? No. But did they think there was room for growth? Yeah.
Yeah, the upside looked higher than the low side.
Especially when you saw a guy like Steven Adams. As soon as those shoulders got filled out, you went,
oh. Okay, so it's not just
his body is sexy.
It's
like
not
the definition.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he's got it. It's not just the analytics. It's not just the feel. It's the biomechanics. And they're talking to coaches. They're talking to general managers. They're finding out about guys throughout the entire season. They're getting their weights and all those kind of things, and they can see it. Mm-hmm. So like that's the insight that I love out of this. It's so granular, and it won't happen, but I wish more front offices did it.
Monetize it. I'll pay for it.
I mean, it's
monetize it.
Right now, day one, this is free PR for the White Sox.
Yeah, it really
now,
is.
If
a team that could use some free PR over the last season.
If they get it wrong, it blows up their face. But if they get it right,
I don't even know if getting the pick wrong is a bad thing. I think it's just opening the box,
mm-hmm.
like pulling the curtains back. I think that's a win. Now, dude, because I think in that sport specifically, mm-hmm. people whiff on first-round picks all the time.
Sure.
If you whiff on a first-round pick in the NBA, you're in big trouble.
Ooh.
You know, that can set you back. But in baseball, man, it happens all the time. Mike Piazza was drafted in like the 84th round. Yeah. You know, it happens.
But it's also, I think part of it is the gotcha element where it can mm-hmm. come back to bite you. But again, opening this up, if nothing else, you know what this says about the White Sox? They're confident.
Yeah, I agree. And who are they owned by? Reinsdorf. Haven't been that way in a while.
Really great PR run over the past few months.
Yeah, they've been looking really good.
Going on Pat McAfee. You have Riku Yoshida.
Vargas hit a dinger at the All-Star game.
Vargas getting a lot of love. They're doing it right.
France will take on England this weekend. Does anybody care? Because the real moral of the story is Spain will take on Argentina. We'll wrap up the World Cup preview for the final next. 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. A great spot for any occasion, and don't forget, you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in. Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com. First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers dominated the pitch for all 90 minutes last night as they defeated the Seattle Sounders in a Cascadia Cup match. Final score in that one was 5-1, as the Sounders had no answer for the dominant Timbers striking attack. Timbers interim coach Jack Cassidy picked up his first win as the coach of a top-level club, as the team will now face off against FC Dallas inside Providence Park on Wednesday. It's Open Championship week here on The Fan. Lucas Herbert is your new leader after day 2, as he finished the day 8 under to jump up 38 spots on the leaderboard. Sam Burns also finished the day 8 under to move to 5 under in the tournament, matching the lowest score ever in a men's major championship, with both Burns and Herbert posting a 62 in the round. Bryson DeChambeau is climbing up the leaderboard. He currently sits at 7 under, sitting 1 stroke behind Herbert after birdieing on 18. Yesterday's leader Jackson Suber trails at 6 under alongside Cameron Young. Scotty Scheffler, he came into the tournament as the clear betting favorite. He finished the day 1 under to move his total score to 3 under. And Rory McIlroy, he bounced back after a shaky first round. He finished the day 3 under to move to 1 under on the tournament. The projected cut line as it stands right now sits at 1 over. Over to the WNBA, as your Portland Fire picked up a dominant win yesterday, taking down the Washington Mystics 75-56. Carla Late was the Fire's leading scorer, but it was Sarah Ashley Barker who dominated on both sides of the floor. She finished with 10 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and 4 steals. Fire are back in action tomorrow as they face off against the Minnesota Lynx in Minneapolis. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with
you ever been to a volcano?
Juiced up.
Use a hoe.
This is an Open Championship Week edition of The Firm of Harris and Marang, brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way. But finally, the ultimate event is here. What's hilarious is the game tomorrow in the World Cup. England, France, going into a few days ago. Well, I would have said that's the game on Sunday. That being said,
Everything you like.
goes to S. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Maybe I really like Portland City Council. Maybe that's what I should do. I really like Portland City Council.
Wait, it gets worse?
I really like Bryson DeChambeau, and I really like the Huskies to beat the Cougs this year.
I don't think
Dude,
it
that
works.
even sounds gross saying it. Even just messing around.
That's just, but why?
Even just messing around, I can't do it. First of all, the England-France game, will they actually give a bleep? I'm not sure. I think so.
Well,
the Golden Boot race is alive. As the text line pointed out, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. The Golden Boot race is still alive with Killian and Harry. Harry's a little further behind, but still possible. There is that. But does Harry and Killian really care about the Golden Boot?
Do you want to, if you're England, do you want to lose to France? If you're France, do you want to lose to England?
Probably not. But at the same time, you hate being here anyway.
What do you hate more? Being there and winning or being there and losing?
I don't know. Just being there.
I think you hate to lose to that rival.
Yeah, I think they will.
That was the thing. I was like, if this is, France, Argentina, I think you could probably both be like,
Yeah, we're good.
But then it's France, England. Yeah, I don't think that one's great. I think you're looking at that like, we can't lose this.
Yeah, you might be right on that. Now flip it over to the final, Spain, Argentina. Look, Spain's the better team. They control more possession. They've got a better defense. They've got a better midfield. They've got better scoring opportunities. But there's something about this Argentina team. I don't want to say the little engine that could because they're the reigning champs and number one overall. Look, I've been counting Argentina out for weeks, and I've been wrong on it. Now, this is like Spain is the better team, and there's no buts. England is a better team than Argentina, but England tend to choke it. England is a better team than Argentina, but their coach made some poor decisions. I don't know if there's a ton of buts on this Spain team.
No, clearly not.
And it's hilarious that I picked Spain to win this whole thing at the beginning of the tournament,
And then
and now they're about to win it. I'm kind of like, I'm disappointed. I was really hoping for France, England. I really was.
I mean,
I thought that would have been great fireworks.
it would have been. Is this a Styles makes fights matchup?
Yes, big time. Yeah, because I think there's been enough tape on how Messi beats you and how Messi can't beat you that I think Spain will be smart about it, and I just don't think they're going to give up the ball.
I mean, their possession rate is crazy, but so is Argentina's.
And I just
That's the thing is something has to give there.
you can't let Argentina get desperate.
No. Because their talent, particularly in the attacking third, becomes overwhelming. The thing about Spain, though, is they can't push the be physical button.
No, they can't.
Do you know what I mean?
No, they can't.
Argentina can to an extent. And I'm really interested
They
to
did
see,
against England.
That's what I mean. I'm really interested to see, we'll be physical with Messi. And it's like, but can you? You don't really have the personnel for that.
Depends on the ref, too. I was very surprised that MLS Pro let England be physical with Messi, because usually people protect Messi.
Sure.
And for him being the number one asset in the league that guy represents, I don't want to tinfoil hat it, but, I mean, hey, buddy, let's not make this worse.
Make sure he doesn't roll an ankle or pull a hammy.
The All-Star game's coming up. Messi's not playing in the All-Star game, just a heads up. But it's just hard to count out the team that has shown time and time again when they've been desperate, they have found a way to win. Now, if Messi somehow, this is a replay. I think he's done.
Oh, okay. I was like, he's done, isn't he? Sorry, I looked over my shoulder and saw
he
Bryson
birdied on 18
sticks, and I was like, I scrolled my bit hard there.
My head and heart are saying Spain, and this isn't the famous kiss of death from Patrick Harris.
Yeah, it is.
I'm learning from that mistake. You can't count them. You can't count them out yet. Every time anybody has thought they've been up against the death outside of their own acolytes of Messi or the Argentinians as a nation, as a country, and a culture, Everyone has counted them out at some point, and they found a way. When Anthony Gordon scored that goal, I went, I had a feeling this was going to happen. I bet you England puts another one on, and its final score is 2-0.
And then nothing.
Yeah, because there's always been a but. I haven't seen a but with Spain yet. But that doesn't matter. It can't come now.
No.
The last thing I will say about this is for those of you that have joined us in our version of the World Cup, if we've gotten you to watch a little more footy, then awesome. That's been the goal of mine this entire time that I've had this job, is to just not indoctrinate you, but to get you over to understand there's another sport that's a lot of fun to watch. One thing I will preface for all of you, World Cup finals tend to be pretty boring.
Yes. You would talk about playing it safe.
Almost all the time.
Buses are parked for the first half.
Yes. World Cup finals, Champions League finals, almost all of them, they can be a little rough because nobody wants to make a mistake.
This ain't Oregon, Indiana.
This ain't Oregon, Indiana. No, this is Indiana, Ohio State Big Ten championship.
Yes, it's going to be that. To be honest, I will be surprised if either team scores outside of a penalty in the first half.
Agreed. Now I don't gamble, but if you did,
I bet you there's some good money to be found there.
I bet you there is too. Closing arguments coming up next. Send you on your way. 105.1 The Fan.
The firm of Harris and Marang is wrapping up for the day,
You want answers? I think I'm entitled.
which means it's time for the closing arguments. Brought to you by Leskin Law. One-day divorce mediation. Peace treaties, not war plans. Visit LeskinLaw.com for more information.
You want answers? I want the truth.
On the Fan Sports Network.
You can't handle the truth.
105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing argument brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit LeskinLaw.com for more information. I hope you all have a great weekend. When we come back next week, it looks like the county might be holding a pause on their aspect of the Moda Center. Oh, God. I'll do some research on that over the weekend. We'll come back. Hopefully we can get...
And it's gone.
well, that's why we can't have nice things. Hopefully we have some new information on that. We'll start dancing around some other stuff. Danny and I were talking about, might be time for us to get back into some college football action. I know Primetime and Dirt and Sprague have already gone full bore. We should probably not follow suit, but it's probably getting to that time.
Yeah, I've got a couple guests, like I said, I'll bring in to wet the whistle.
Getting that time to get in college football, NFL. We're still in baseball as well, as that picks up the full slate schedule. Did you see the poor air quality in Philly and the Mets game last night? Dude, the fires in Canada.
Hey, you know what? We're actually doing pretty good here, though.
I know we got lucky this summer.
I got a good friend who's a fire chief, and they've been doing exercises and stuff like that. And when it rained a couple weeks ago, I was like, He goes, I love it.
Some cool baseball stuff going on. Dodgers at Yankees right now. That's the series over the weekend. Roki Sasaki and Garrett Cole on the bump tonight. Gavin Williams for Cleveland against the Pirates will throw. Chris Sale for the Braves against Texas will throw. Sandy Alcantara will throw for Miami against Milwaukee. Let's see anybody else worth a D on this. Bryce Miller, Landon Raup. Giants at Mariners. Your Open Championship leaderboard, Lucas Herbert, who had a brilliant -862 score today. He is -8, the leader in the clubhouse. Right behind him, who shot -4 today, that is Bryson DeChambeau.
He's right there.
Cam Young at -6, tied with Jackson Suber and Ryan Gerard, who just finished his day. Sam Burns, who also shot a 62 today, he is -5. Siwoo Kim, Matt Wallace. Let's see who else on here that's worthy. Tommy Fleetwood -4, John Rahm -4, Scotty Scheffler -4, Robert McIntyre -4, Francisco Molinari -4, Ludwig Aberg, JJ Spawn, Shane Lowry -3. The cut, predicted correctly by me, +1.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it. I like that. Cameron Smith out.
Spieth finished +10.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
Not great.
Yeah, Justin Rose a +3. Wyndham Clark, you ducks out there, a +3. Jason Day, Matt Fitzpatrick, who I thought had been playing really well, not make the cut. Same with Victor Hovland.
Fitzpatrick was the third highest betting favorite.
Yeah, well, he's been playing
Scotty
really, really well. So it's too bad that he couldn't figure that out. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit LeskinLaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation, peace treaties, not war plans. That'll do it for us. For Danny Marang, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Go do something I would do.
Bye.